Yellow.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? All right, Misfits, I need you to do me a favor and tell me, how is Axolotl's volume? You want to say hello again?
Hello, everyone.
There you go.
Hear me well?
What do you guys think? Oh, we're getting the dev hype. Let's go. Guys, how is the volume levels?
Hello. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Volume a bit low. Cool, I got you. 1 second.
Okay.
Let me also lower this a little bit. I'm here for the axolotl voice. Okay.
Oh dear God.
Oh dear Lord.
Voice reveal.
Yeah. Have you done like I know a lot of devs do development like streams and things like that. Have you done that kind of stuff, or you've been low key?
No, haven't really done any development streams, but
yeah,
there were a few podcasts that I was on that like
Ooh.
some people at PAX were like talking with me. So my voice is online somewhere, but I haven't done anything myself.
Wait, have you been to PAX East or no?
Not yet, but we're planning to go for next year.
Yes, dude, I should be there.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
You can see how tall I am in real life.
Yeah,
yes!
We're probably gonna have a booth for Star Vaders.
Stop, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, before we get started, I was thinking Gunner for today. Let's get the boom booms. What are you feeling?
Are you asking me or the chat?
No, you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean,
yeah.
Last time was melee
yeah.
so this time we'll do Gunner again.
I actually don't think we played this guy. Do you think he's worth
No, I don't think he's worth playing.
Okay.
If you want to, but he's more of a complex character, so it might take longer to play.
I might go. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I'm trying to say something, just subtle.
Yeah, we have Ludo. What's up, Ludo? Ivory. Dude, we also have a lot of devs here. It's crazy. Cool.
Yeah, all just here to hear my voice.
yeah, they want to hear the reveal. All right, we'll play Frost Girl again. I think that was really fun last time.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. All right, I'm jumping into Invasion again.
You're not gonna try to harder.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a fun thing to talk about eventually, is the hard mode and kind of like teasing me in a way that makes me like really excited to dive into it. No act doom reduction kind of makes me like, because you don't have any ways to heal in the game.
Not yet, no.
Yeah, so I think that also makes it, it's like one of those difficulty modes that are like, okay, you're gonna die in one hit. It's just like I would never do those. I just don't care enough, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite a bit harder, but eventually we'll want to have some kind of secret fourth act attached to it too. And I think if we do that, we could put most of the difficulty in that fourth act, and then maybe remove the doom reduction stuff.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of
There's still a lot of playroom. There's a lot of playroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of moving parts in this game. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, if you want. I forgot that we were also talking a lot about the whale bonus and how to kick things off. But anyway,
yeah.
Why don't you feel free to tell us about Star Vaders, sell the game a little bit. Maybe what inspired you for Star Vaders, what got you started. I actually don't know anything about your backstory, like your villain arc, or like how did you become Axolotl, the developer, and start working on this game that like people are actually really excited for?
Okay, I guess I'll do a little history on myself. So yeah, I'm in Canada, Montreal. Tech Settings, the artist for this game, and I were in the same high school together, like middle school, high school in Canada, and we've always like tried to brainstorm some random games together. They never really went anywhere, but yeah, and then in university, we kind of joined up with other people, did some few game jams. Hansen was one of them, which is our third dev in the team. So there's me, Tech Settings, and Hansen, who goes by Crab Dog online. And yeah, we all kind of we were just working on like game jams, brainstorming game ideas. At some point, I was playing this board game called Bullet Heart. So the series is called Bullet, and it's kind of like this.
We have big board game fans in the chat.
Yeah, I'm a big board game fan, but it's like a real time. It's trying to make a board game out of like shoot 'em up, like a bullet hell, right? So it has that kind of energy where there's like bullets coming down, and you have to match patterns with cards to destroy the bullets before they get too low. Kind of a similar energy, and I was just thinking like, hey, it'd be kind of cool if that was a deck builder. So that's where Star Vaders kind of basically came from.
Right.
The other obvious inspirations are too obvious to name, so like Aspire Into the Breach. But the Bullet game was what like sparked the initial concept, I guess.
Right.
Then I went to like prototype on Tabletop Simulator, and it worked. And then eventually we went and made a video game out of it.
Oh, you started with Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Just to come up with like a concept or like.
Yeah, like a prototype to play with.
Oh.
Back then I was like, I made like Hansen and Tech Settings played a game, and I was moving the like invaders one by one down.
That's hilarious. I love like your way there to kind of like think outside the box, just to like, you know, get something like going. I love that. Like it's just like I know a lot of people will kind of like write down in like journals or like on paper and like draw things up, or you know, like little diagrams, or just like literally anything you can come up with. Use a freaking chessboard if you have to. But I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the most important things for game design is to get iterating as fast as possible. Like you got to test out the idea, because it's very hard to. Well, like in theory, a lot of things can work, but they might just not be fun to play, or encounter some things you don't think about. But if you get it on paper and test it out as fast as possible, you'll get it faster.
Wow.
Forgot to mention that I did have a bit of tabletop game design history, so I'm a very big fan of the board, at least like the card game Arkham Horror LCG, which is kind of this co-op horror campaign-based deck construction game.
Whoa.
And yeah, it's a pretty good game. I made some custom like scenarios and campaigns for that. So that would be my first big project for game design before doing Star Vaders.
Yeah. And now I feel like this project is really like, were you expecting it to kind of like get the attention that it's been? I remember that it was just like this little itch.io demo actually, and that's when my community was bringing it to my attention, and I'm guessing it got some kind of like traction there, right?
Yeah. So I guess expecting might not, like we were hoping it would get traction, I guess, but I wouldn't say expecting. Back when we put it on itch, before that we were just working on this on like free time, hobby time, because I was still doing my masters and the other two were doing full-time jobs at like big companies, and so yeah, we put it on like itch and hoped for some good traction, like enough traction to get us for us to figure out how much investment we should put into the game, right?
Right.
And then at that point, like there are some publishers that are like interested. Retromation covered the game like the day we put it on itch. I have no idea how he found it.
Right. Yeah. I admit it's a lot of work, because I just keep up with like a lot of upcoming hype and stuff, and I admit I don't keep up with itch.io stuff. Like that would have to be word of mouth for me, and I find myself very plugged in, so to be able to find something kind of day one on itch, I think is pretty impressive, I will say.
Yeah, and Vault, yeah, this is our first game. Game. We have a few like game jam games, but I don't really count those.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that. It says with fire in its title, but it did not shoot off siphon fire.
Oh, do you mean like when you played? Oh no, it's when you play siphon fire that the flurries shoot automatically.
Oh, it's the other way. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Play this, and the other ones would shoot for free. Right. Okay, okay. It's the opposite. It could be a tad louder game volume. Yeah, I'm gonna do game volume. I have you cranked actually. 1 second. We gotta get this. We gotta get these settings in this. All right, chat. Let me know if that's better.
Testing 1 2 3. Hello.
How's that? These new enemies and stuff are freaking me out over here.
Oh yeah, you saw that one that gives you more money, but
Yeah, I was really scared, dude. I didn't get to kill any. I did kind of want to kill some just to try it out. I feel like I'm doing some cool stuff. What were you guys asking? Is it his first game? They did work on like some other little things.
Yeah, we had some game jam games, but I wouldn't really count those as published real games. I could send them over. Let's see if I can find them. They're on itch.
Yeah, I'm sure they're curious. I'm gonna lower this even more.
Yeah, here.
Just
that was this account we used for all the game jam games we did. So it's not always the same team, but me and Tech Settings were always in the team.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I realize that there's a lot of pressure where I'm trying to like play more fluid and faster than I normally do, but also be a good host. One of them is gonna sacrifice here.
No worries about it.
People ask what kind of games are you into? Do you have like favorite deck builders that help? Like what would you say your favorite roguelike deck builders are?
Okay,
like for whatever reason.
Can go. What games I used to play when I was small? One of the first games I played is Portal. I'm really young.
Oh.
Portal, but then I got into Civilization and like XCOM series, as well as Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
So kind of mostly strategy type games or puzzle games.
Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Wait, why did he only give me 500?
I didn't really see, sorry.
Yeah, the bonus guy usually gives you what, like 2,500?
Oh, it depends on the combo you're at. Oh, it's not really explained in the game, but the combo actually multiplies.
Yeah, but I thought the bonus guy, like always, even if you just kill him by himself, gives you like 2,500, or no? The reroll guy.
No, I think he just has 500 and will multiply with combo as well.
Oh, okay. Were you the type of people, the guy who made coasters and abruptly to watch the people fly? Oh my god.
No, I made coasters aesthetically. I tried to make them look cool.
There you go. Where does he go? Are you a roller coaster guy or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Like in real life, you mean?
Yeah.
I can't say that. I mean, like, I would be, but there's not a lot of coasters in Canada, so.
Oh, really?
I've really ridden a lot of them.
We have like Six Flags here and stuff like that. You guys have those or no? Okay.
Six Flags bought the one amusement park in Montreal called La Ronde, but it's not that great of an amusement park because it's the only one in like the entirety of Quebec. So
right.
They don't need to be good. They just need to exist.
I'm thinking Avalanche a little bit cheaper here, but Piercing sounds good too. But it seems like we have some bomb things going. right? With Nova Launch, making it cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheaper is always pretty good.
The aesthetic of people flying off. What is wrong with you guys? Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me.
So yeah, favorite deck builders.
Yeah, tell us. I'm very curious.
Well, I like Slay the Spire.
Mm-hmm.
Boring answer, but it's very.
I guess were you into them before Slay the Spire? Or did that kind of like bring your interest into them? Because I know that did for a lot of people. I mean, that's the game that kind of like taught me deck building.
Yeah, I think I came more from the board game side of things. So I played card games and like deck building card games before I played Slay the Spire.
Before you played Slay the Spire?
Yeah. So I don't, and I enjoyed card games and board games as well. So I don't think Slay the Spire was like the thing that got me into deck builders, but it just kind of like brought it to the digital stage really well.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, let me take a look at what deck builders exist.
Let me take a
yeah.
Alright, I think I have a strat here because I really want to go in the middle and blast all of these guys. So I think I'm just going to throw a plasma bomb here to kill this guy and then move over. That seems pretty cool. Wait, so you play this game super freaking quick?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I recognize all the cards, so I don't need to read them.
That's true.
I know all the enemies.
Oh, chat! You see these moves though?
Yeah, that's great.
Dude, I gotta say, man, I love the even the filler combo thing. Just does so much for me already, and I know it's just like it was so funny. I remember like we talked about it, and then like 2 days later, you like have this concept in game already. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, what is that process? Like, did you just do everything? Did you just do everything like yourself?
No, how it goes for these kind of like UI element stuff, it's I come up with like what is needed, and then I'm like, tech settings, can you figure out how to make this look good?
Right.
And I'll figure out a way to make it look good.
Holy
and then
hell!
Like a brainstorm process between us where it's like, I'll be like, okay, but I kind of want the stars to fly around. Like, what if it flew around like in a little ball in the corner, and then he's like, oh, but what if it flew around the actual combo text? Blah blah blah. It's kind of like a lot of brainstorming going on to figure out what's.
I love that. I love that.
I think most of our design discussions is like where to place UI elements.
Yeah.
It's so hard to put like, yeah, it's so hard to put things at the right spot so that people like notice them, but it's not too overwhelming. But
yeah, I think that's also one of the things I love here for sure. Is it always looks really clean. Like you do have a lot of information, but yet somehow you still keep. It feels like it very empty and a lot of. Like I've worked with some games. I remember I made a comment on one of the new Slothworks game. It's very early, and I remember just getting to one screen. It was actually just a draft screen like this. Yeah. But I remember getting there and having to pause for a second, and I'm like, whoa, like there's a lot to digest here. And I remember just pausing for a second. That's all I said. And he said that really resonated with him, and he ended up tweeting about it during our consultation call. And and it was funny because, you know, it was obviously a blind spot. Like, we're very used to these draft screens right now. Like, you know, they're very, like, done all over the place. And so we're very used to them. So for one to, like, feel busy in something that we're also very used to is definitely, like, a big, like, yo, like, this needs to be noticed kind of thing. But yeah, I don't think I ever feel that way in this game. Your eyes kind of, like, know where to go.
Yeah, that's all tech settings work. He's pretty great.
Yeah. And I think, like, once you have, like, I don't know if you guys are gonna do, like, borders or, like, adding more flair and stuff, I think it'll be, like, very clear and very distinct. And it already is, but yeah. Great. pushed. All right, let's see here. I think Returnal was a lot of fun last time, but I don't know. Purge? Choose a tile and purge this card. Launch a rocket at it when your turn ends. I don't know. Does the colored line at the bottom indicate rarity? At the moment it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moment it does. Yo, what up, Ben Star?
There's also a little like gem at the bottom of the cards that's kind of subtle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that also indicates rarity.
Oh, you got some console questions. I'll let you take that away. I know that's
Converted to consoles. Yes. Oh, we already have most of the keyboard input systems in place, and that should be rather simple to transfer to controller input. But we're definitely like, our hope is to bring it to consoles. Yeah. Like Nintendo Switch is like one of my top priorities to port to.
Yeah. Do you think sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Do you think that like push and stuff should activate move?
I do think push is a bit underdeveloped as an archetype.
I think that's why I'm also, my brain is saying, hey, how can I help this?
Yeah. But activating move, I don't know. I can't think of a lot of interactions with move in general, at least in this class. I'll think about it, but
Yeah.
I do want to expand push beyond.
Yeah, I think one of the things we talked about is also just like opening up more of the floor in a way.
Mhm.
And so I think this is like an idea that we could jot down as like Zephyr adding move, right? It's just another thing that we get to play
adding
with.
the trait?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's just food for thought, but.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, keep consoles. What about mobile? I know a lot of games are doing that nowadays. Do you think the squares are like too small? Do you think you can make an expanded?
I'm scared for mobile is what I'll say. I think it would do well in mobile, but I don't want to implement it myself. We'd probably hire someone else to do that.
I think that's what a lot of teams do actually.
Yeah.
They
But
hire.
I would expect it to be a landscape mode, but even though it seems like it would fit vertical very well,
Really?
because it seems like it's gonna be a nightmare to change all the UI to make it work vertical.
I know a lot of success, a lot of people respect and love when it can be vertical. I do know that.
Yeah.
Like games get a lot of brownie points for. I don't know what to take here. Would you take rocket or would you skip? I have too much
Me?
movement. I have way too much movement right now.
Rocket is good damage in general, so.
Yeah, and it's something that doesn't trigger with fire, which is what I want right now too. So you have more control.
Yeah. So it's like, and it also purges, so it's like it'll never be a dead hand later.
You're
You
right.
just overheat and burn it. Yeah, Rocket Fire. We actually just got a Steam Deck recently.
Ooh, the new one?
Test the game. Yeah, I think it's a new one. Yeah.
No way. How does it feel? How is it? Well, you never felt the old one, right?
I don't have it personally. It's the other dev that has it.
Dude, what do you think I should go Haywire here? Haywire's does wonders, I feel like, on this character. And we did it oh, and we also like jams because of the plasma thing, right? Plasma.
You do have quite a few gems.
But then I can't remove freaking movement. Yeah. Dude, breakdown is also really good. Okay, I'm gonna take Haywire. Can you tip? I'll tip just for you guys. Wait, can I tip actually? Yeah, I'm gonna tip for you guys. I can't tip.
Oh no, you have no more money.
Wait, I'm guessing that you purposely make it 1,000 because you don't want like weird numbers in there, or what?
So
Because then you would go over.
The numbers are kind of funny actually, because if you notice, it never goes lower than 100, like any number.
Right. Yeah.
Like we
It does
basically
make it look. It does make it look clean, and that's what I like about it. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm noticing how much I like that right now.
But basically, we started with like small numbers, and then I just multiplied everything by 100 because it looks cooler.
Yeah. No, I actually am thinking about it now, and I really, really like that decision. I think it just keeps it very clean. You don't have to worry about like, oh, this is on sale for $61, dollars, and then all of a sudden you have some weird numbers, and then they all like cascade after that. Man, I actually really like that decision.
Yeah, the tip being 1,000 is also just for like cleanliness, I guess.
Yeah, good call.
I guess I could make it so you could still press it and it tips everything you have left. But
yeah, then that's also gonna leave a weird number here, and then all of a sudden it gets weird again, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think. Wait,
yeah.
Is it actually? No, it would leave a weird number in here.
Yeah, it would leave a weird number in the fundraiser, and then you can't figure out how many tips you need to get the next upgrade.
Yeah, then it gets really weird on the next. What you could do is just do smaller donations of like 100 or 500, so the person can keep clicking on it and tipping, and that could feel good as well. Maybe. It's for food for thought.
For sometimes.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think 500 could be really cute.
Yeah.
Maybe like a sweet spot, but I would see how that feels. But yeah, maybe 500 is really cute. I'm not sure. I also like it the way it's. I mean, this conversation never came up before because we never got in this situation, which is great. This is why we do what we do. Yeah. She's so cute. I would love to see the arm pattern that somebody brought up though. That would be so cute.
Is Might Wilder be multiplayer? Not in a competitive sense, or in a
or in any sense. I'm just kidding.
Basically, or in any sense. Well, we're probably gonna do like the usual daily runs that have different modifiers with a leaderboard, some type of things like that. But I'm not currently planning to have multiplayer. If we ever get to do a board game adaptation, sure, that's gonna be multiplayer.
Oh, would you consider making a board game adaptation of this? A lot of games are doing that. It's like a flavor lately, right? Over the last like year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of popular games doing that route.
Because it's fun. It's fun for the designer to do, I think.
And it's like one of those things that I want. Like I want the Slay the Spire one so bad, but the last one I bought was the Binding of Isaac one. Yeah. And I realized that I'll never play them. I think that's a lot of people. Like, we just won't be able to.
Yeah, I think the difficult part of board games is finding a group to play with.
Yeah, it's sad.
I think board game would be fun with this game, but it would need to have drastically different game design.
I'm wondering what would happen if you ever make a board game and it comes with a code to like download it digitally to play with people as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like as a weird, like I wonder how marketing wise that would work.
It sounds interesting, but I think my instinct would be might as well just sell it twice instead. Sell the board game and sell the digital version as separate products so you can make more money.
I mean, I know in marketing as well, if you wanted to push the board game sales, though, like...
fair enough.
Yeah, it would... Because the board game would make you more money than just the digital, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, in a way, you're encouraging that. It's like the same way when people, like, put the medium cost next to the large cost, so then you might as well go large, so they're pushing large, or you put medium next to small, so you push mediums. It depends like what you want to push. I know it's like I'm just learning like marketing side of things, kind of, so it's like stuff that I think about. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just a random idea that popped up. But now, like, yeah, board game stuff sounds really cool. Price laddering, is that what it's called? Some related thoughts? I'm gonna let you take this. Oh wait, Riot Games created their first board game years ago, and they hired consultants because, of course, they did. Wait, what board game?
Versus Minions, I think, was their first board game.
Let me bang out this turn. I forgot. Am I even trying to go for these people? I'm just trying to kill the boss, no?
And this one, yeah, just the boss.
Okay. I'm like wasting my time over here, I think. You know what I realized? If you have something frozen on the right side, it doesn't freeze the next card. I mean, I'm guessing that's by design, but...
It's kind of like... It doesn't work that well off the... just from the Noel's artifact. You need like some other ways to freeze or... It's not that efficient, yeah.
Right. So how did you hear about my work? I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit here.
Okay.
I think we met pretty organically. At least that's how I remember it.
Yeah, someone recommended our game on your stream, and then I watched the stream. I think that's how we got introduced.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I was like scouring your reviews of the like other games you did and stuff.
Yeah.
And just to like have comparison points and everything. And then I realized you were also doing game design consultation.
Dude, that's sick.
And it sounded fun, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just curious at that point. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
I love that. You know, talking a little bit about it. So we've worked together. Actually, before this deep dive, chat, just doing a little bit of a consultation, like one-offs and stuff like that. And I remember telling you guys that your game was like one of the games that were in the best spot that I ever got to like consult on. Like,
thank you.
It was just like so like fundamentally solid already. And I remember that was like really refreshing and exciting because it's like, man, a lot of the things that I would normally have to go over first, like you have to be able to crawl before you can run or walk before you can run. And it was like, wow, like this is really cool. We get to really talk about all the things that the game is doing well, and like then like pivot over to like, okay, where are we going, right? What's next? And I think that was really interesting. It was really different, I guess. Like it was pretty refreshing. And you guys said you did a lot of, I guess, like studying and checking out different work to kind of get your fundamentals to where it was already?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's normal for devs to do this, but I play like every single roguelike deck builder that comes out.
Yeah.
And I'll read like all the negative reviews for every single one of them, just to see what people care about.
I love that you said that because that's kind of like when I get hired by somebody, that's what I do. Yeah. I do a lot of research. I look up like what one I already know because I probably, I play everything. So I probably already, but that's just something I like to do anyway, is keep track of the market and what are people really loving? What are they resonating with? What were like weird moves or bad moves, or, what was just edgy? Like some people loved it and some people didn't, and it seems like you guys you try to do the same thing as well.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you kind of see a lot of like the same type of issues come up over and over in the reviews. So I've internalized the list of fundamentals needed for deck builders to work. It's kind of like needs, like, people don't like it when you can't skip card rewards. Previews are always helpful. Everyone always asks for previews no matter what the game is. Like stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So then that brings up my next question. Why do you think it's so common in the game development space where games will release a lot of times, if not more often than not, with the same issues that other games have made and like people have complained about? I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit.
Thinking. Honestly, it's probably just production time and money. I feel like, actually, no, that sounds like a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, because it feels
weird
to say
that
like
most people know the issues but don't have like the energy to solve them. But there are people that don't know that there are issues as well. So
they're just not aware.
Maybe a combination of different. It's like I feel like. Yeah, no, it's hard to say.
This looks sick, by the way, right? You see this thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Plasma bomb.
Dude,
boom.
plasma. We tailored this, right? Because of the consultation a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like already, I don't know, it's just really cool to, like, I'm excited to see as things like, I guess, as the way I describe it, loosen their grip a little bit, and you're making all these crazy concoctions. It's gonna feel really cool, because I feel like in a way that's what the game is about, right? It's not about these like very specific numbers and these health bars and how's your damage percent, but it's about like killing these invaders and blowing them up, right? And just feeling good about it. And so I feel like it takes a step towards that, is like create something to blow these people up, and it feels really cool.
Yeah.
Like
there's this other idea we were planning to maybe do was all those cards that like directly give jam to you. Like, might as well just make them just strike your mech instead of, like, giving the jam, because if your mech is struck, you get a jam anyway. But, like that would be more interaction with shields and stuff like that. Since you could put a shield on yourself to prevent the junk, or, like, if you're immune, you get prevented junk, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, more ways of creating these weird hybrid builds or loosening up the grips sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think that's what always feels really good in these games, when the player gets to feel like they cooked up something, right? That like it almost didn't feel intended, or just felt a little bit outside the box. I'm really hoping with the new Tiny Rogues DLC that we got to capture a lot of that, where it just feels like you're cooking up something, you know? And we'll see. Hey, let's see here. But yeah, so do you think, a lot of times you think if that is happening, it's either they're just not aware of the issue to begin with, or, I mean, I guess to segue back to that.
Yeah, so I think for some developers it's that they don't have the time or energy to do so. For others, might be that they just don't know that it's a problem, like blind spots, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I find a lot of times that is what it equals to, you know, over the years, as I make these kind of like rules for myself to apply, to like hand out to people. Like, here's a kind of like one shoe fits all kind of like design rules to kind of just second check yourself. And a lot of times I realized that they are blind spots. It's kind of like how like my lingo came to be. It's just like, hey, a lot of times they just can't see it. They could once it's brought up, but before that, they just didn't have that viewpoint of it.
Yeah. I know there are also some devs that kind of avoid similar games so that to not like accidentally copy ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see that's a big one too.
It's kind of weird to me. Not really my style, but
right. I get where that comes from.
Yeah.
Like, I get that feeling and where it comes from, but I don't think they see the other angle of it, of how like it's not about copying. That's like the smallest of conversation. It's actually a lot more to gain. Right, like you're not gonna copy. You're gonna do it better. And if any parts you're gonna copy, it's like the basic parts that like you were gonna copy, whether you want to admit it or not. Right, like you're not doing it on purpose. It's just like, oh, you're doing a draft 3 upgrade system. Okay, sorry. Like, it doesn't matter whether you saw that game or not. Like, you know what I mean? It's familiar. It's familiar.
You know. Actually, I tried so hard to not do a draft 3 drafting system.
Yeah.
Like, I came up with a bunch of different like shop concepts and drafting methods, but I just figured that draft 3 was the best one for our game.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I talked about this yesterday. How I do think the next wave of games, and I don't think it's gonna be soon. This is gonna start to get really dated. I think we're not there yet, but I think other people are gonna find really interesting ways of like finding trade-offs and weird ways to where you're still drafting. It's just the package is different. Yeah.
But Berserk, even draft 3 is better than draft 4 because 3 is a better number than 4.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I think there's like some kind of aesthetic principle to odd numbers. That odd numbers feel better than even numbers when they're in a group setting. I think that's why it's draft 3, draw 5 per turn, 3 energy. Oh, this is a new invader.
Yeah, gain the virus component. If a virus invader is still alive, A random one will be replicated and spawn another virus on an adjacent tile. So they're gonna keep multiplying?
If you play the cards with the virus components, yeah.
Oh, without a component. Only 3 cards without a component get contaminated at the start of the encounter, no matter how many virus invaders spawn. Oh, so 3 cards in my deck automatically get this virus.
Yeah.
And then when I play one, they multiply.
Yeah. So
what a cute idea! Right, that's such a cute idea. What the hell? Huh.
Also, the virus makes the card count as a junk card.
you know I love that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for this deck.
Yeah, I'm with Z on that. 3 is just the best because 2 is too little and 4 is too many. Yeah, I think that is the... I mean, even games that are now... even games now that are playing with 3-player co-op instead of just going with the default 4 like other games, I love it. I think 3 is just feels so much better, but... Yeah, it's really interesting. All right, let's see here. Have you played like Chrono Arc and those recent ones, or like Wild Frost?
Yeah. I haven't finished Chrono Arc. It's a bit long.
Yeah.
The whole story campaign and everything. But
yeah.
I did play for the first few characters. I mean, I always thought Chrono Arc was like the weird part of Chrono Arc to me was that the cards are on the side and not.
It is very. I remember seeing that and I'm like, what is going on here?
I really like Wild Frost.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's punishing. But I still really like it. It's very elegant.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I just played the virus card.
I quite like Cobalt Core. Because it feels very similar to our game.
Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of similarities.
And the Cobalt Core does met at PAX actually, and we're like bonding.
No way.
The similarities.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Is a bomb better here? No, I want that to... Yeah, this is fine.
The bomb's not gonna, like...
do anything, really, yeah.
It's only gonna kill one, I think. You don't have to check.
This looks better. Axolotl just hates games that look like Slay the Spire. What?
Oh, and he's mentioning a discussion we had in Ludo Culture's Discord.
Oh, okay.
But I was saying how if you want to make a deck builder, it better not look like you have one side like your character, the other side the other character, and you have like status effects under. And then,
yeah. I usually look right over those, and it sucks because I know they don't deserve that a lot of times, but it's just
Yeah, like if you look at if your game looks like that, it's like you're in a big hole that you gotta climb out of.
It's true. It's very true. I think that's also just called like I call it like player conditioning. It's just like one of those things. I've used it a couple times in our calls where, you know, that can go for game feel, it can go for things that normally feel normal, and then we're breaking that. But it also goes for like that window shopping effect, as I call it. Like, hey, looking at this from a glance, it looks like blank, right? And being aware of that so that the ball is in our court, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So as soon as it looks like that, all of a sudden they're comparing it. And not only that, you have to do your job of really showcasing whether it is like that or where it's special, or proving that it's not like that, because that's what people are going to see no matter what.
Yeah, but it's like even like on the Steam page, if you like, people will just glance over it and it says STS clone and then leave.
Exactly. Yep.
They won't take the time to discover why it's so much cooler than Inspire
or how it's different. Yeah, you have more work to do. Yeah. Maps didn't exist before Slay. I know. I mean, that's true. Yeah, you guys. That's another thing that I look for. I see a lot of people use that map now, whether it's FTL or Slay the Spire, and it's just like, okay, why do you have that map? What are you doing to it? And a lot of times they take it, and it's just like, so uninteresting. It's like embarrassing. It's like awkward. It's just like, hey, look at a bunch of these little skull nodes, and they're all the same. There's no choice or anything, and it's just like very awkward for me. It's just like, what? What happened here? Why? Like, why? I don't know if you've ever played Night of the Full Moon, but this like kind of like is around Dream Quest time and stuff like that, and I love like they have a similar kind of like 3-lane map system that you can kind of play with, and they have a lot of cute ideas there. There's a lot of choice and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. One of the, it's not really inspiration for this game, but one of like the biggest design philosophies I had while making like designing Star Vaders was because I was really tired of these like tactical deck builder roguelike type games.
Yeah.
Because it was always like an HP bar versus an HP bar.
Yep.
And there's like status effects under it. Oh, and then the cards are always like deal 8 damage, gain 6 bluff.
Yeah.
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 And it's like it does have really great design space, which has been explored by Slay the Spire, all the mods for Slay the Spire, and like all the adjacent deck builders that have come out since. But I feel like there's so many more design spaces that exist.
Yeah.
That it's like a shame that we don't explore more of those
Agreed.
design spaces. It's like, where's the I mean, some of these exist, but it's like, where's the deck builder racing game where like you go faster or slower and try to like get.
Agreed. I think I've heard of a game trying to do that actually, but that's funny. Yeah, but yeah.
Whereas like the sports deck builder game, or like the you know, it's always just HP versus HP, so it's kind of sad slash
hard agree.
I wish there were more experimentation in that sense. Yeah, it's like if you look at board games has been doing like so many different things, but somehow deck builders just kind of stay in the same HP versus HP design for the combat. You seem like you're in a loop.
Yeah, I am. I'm making this worse on myself.
Yeah,
I'm realizing.
You're making this worse at this point. You burnt all your other cards.
I should have just taken the hit. Okay, we'll just end here.
Oh, actually, not a bad
I can kill
hand.
everybody, right? No, wait. I can throw. This is fine, right?
This is fine.
I don't think I'll be able to blow this up, but I could try. See, like here, I can't, right? So I just let it go.
I think you can. If there aren't any alive by the end of your
Oh, they
action,
don't spawn.
they're gonna spawn, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my god, that's a little scary.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my god. Triggle, I'm sorry, not familiar with the channel. Who's the developer of this game? This is Axolotl, Triggle, and we're checking out Star Vaders.
Hi.
Welcome. I'm revisiting Night at the Full Moon at the moment. It's really good. Yeah, I agree that Roguebook, as far as their map system, created a very fun and creative mini game almost. I give them so much props for their map system. I thought it was really cute. That was probably one of my favorites. Pilot unique card. Nice. I don't think we've seen this before, have we?
No, you put like a special reward, I guess, and yeah. This one just gives you pilot unique cards.
All of them.
Well, they all work together here, so.
Oh. Cool. So you wouldn't want to... How many of these do you have? Like, what happens if people reroll here? They're just going to get punished?
There's just 5.
Oh, there is 5.
So
okay.
You could reroll into...
Two new ones.
Basically the same cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. For these special rewards, and we're probably going to have to tinker and balance them a bit more.
Right.
Because I think this is probably the strongest special reward, because it just gives you, like, 3 cards that work together.
Right.
Like, it hands you a build.
Uh-oh.
More viruses. Yikes.
Strike a random invader. Do it an additional time for each frozen card you have. I'm scared. Getting a thing would be sick, but I don't really see a way to do that. Is there any upcoming deck builders that you're really excited about?
I was really excited for Cobalt Core because I was doing playtesting for them, and it's really fun.
You're having a blast with that now.
It has come out now. So Cross Blitz, I was kind of excited for, but it seems like it has a lot of dark meta.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I'm happy that term coined. It does. That's what I've heard. There's a lot of like grinding stuff. I have not played it yet or played the roguelike mode itself. I did watch some people play through the campaign. That the charm on the game and like the graphics and like UI and stuff looks so great.
Yeah. I'm pretty like I chat with the developer of Rogue Voltage, so I think that one's pretty interesting. Even like it's very, very big brain, but it's playing around with some interesting systems.
It is, yeah. That game was... I remember being very excited about it, and I finally tried the demo, and I had some thoughts. I loved the concept, though.
Yeah.
But the execution of it felt very, like, hardcore in a sense for, like, no reason. I remember a lot of edge cases where the game always didn't work in my favor, and a lot of, like, weird, like, things that are like, oh, I'm very gonna punish you, and I'm hardcore. Like, I don't know, like, because the game is already kind of, like, niche and hardcore by nature, so, like, encouraging that and doubling down on that, I see a lot of no-nos in a lot of hardcore games. Like, you just see every... You know, we talk about it all the time in the design space, especially with, like... You know, you see a lot of successful games and hard games, even Slay the Spire, that does little things to cheat in the player's favor. And that game took every angle to, like, not work in my favor. It was really weird. But I love the concept.
Not for everyone, that's for sure. It's not... It knows it's very hardcore, and it doesn't shy away from it, which will alienate a lot of players, but
for sure, yeah.
It's still playing with some really cool ideas, so
it is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was really hoping to like it more than I did. That's just the me thing.
Otherwise, like Balatro.
Balatro. That turned into like a meme. Oh! Yeah, Balatro turned into like a meme. It's so funny.
Oh, nice hit.
That was kind of powerful. I thought I was gonna kill these guys though, but... This is scary. I'm guessing I should draw some free cards here, but I'm gonna multiply every... Oh, this is so scary.
Die in the Dungeon I'm interested in, but I think I mentioned it before, but the spatial dice boosting system doesn't like I'm not good at that for some reason.
Oh yeah, I remember you commenting on that.
Like, I'm not good at that math, so I like most of the systems around it, but the main core system of like playing the dice is a bit weird to me.
The annoying part nowadays is that if you get flack for not having dark meta. Yeah, how do you battle that? I mean, you guys have a lot of unlocks and stuff. I do think we could probably do a better job showcasing it a little bit, like just making it I don't know how to describe it. I guess like visually showing it in game, I guess, for those people. Like it seems like the meta here is they want to feel like they're investing in it or like working towards it. Like if you just show it at the end of a round, I don't know if it's doing as much as it can be doing, if that makes sense. Like it's weird. It's kind of like at the end of a run, it's kind of like a vending machine popping a soda out automatically, and then like them like ending a run, and then the player gets to go over to the vending machine and like put the money in it and like feel like, hey, I'm getting something out of it. Does that make sense? Like I get and I don't know, it just seems like these players that are after that kind of thing, like that process. I don't really know. It's strange.
Hard to say. Maybe our tip jar can satisfy
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna. I mean, we're definitely not gonna do like
dark meta. I don't even know how you would do that in this game without destroying it, because it's already like on the easier side, 1 and 2. Like, what are you gonna give them more movement and stuff, and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it just doesn't. It wouldn't work, I feel.
Well, we'll have a bit of it where it's like you only unlock the whale bonus after.
Yeah, that's fair.
Example, but, I honestly think the game gets harder over time because of the enemy unlocks.
Yeah, all the new enemies. I'm actually really surprised how many enemies you have in this game. When you first play, I just feel like, oh my god, it's gonna be like pretty shallow or whatever. But like, there's a lot of variation, I guess, popping out.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. That's really exciting.
And we haven't really explored that many special encounters yet, so I'm hoping there's gonna be like infinite variability for.
That's what I mean, that's our goal here for sure, right? This burning is a good thing, right? Because it like it unburns.
Fishing minigame?
Fishing mini? Oh, wait till you guys see that. Never mind. Yeah, I love all the, man, like the virus enemy, like you just keep throwing these curveballs and stuff. I think like, yeah, I could also picture, like I said, more of the interactivity, like as you guys work in more like movement and pushing and stuff like that and encourage that. And so like having, you know, doing that almost into the breach thing where we're kind of playing with whether it's the enemies or enemies hitting each other or playing off enemies, or, you know, I could picture all of that kind of stuff. You know, like blowing up a bomb enemy and then the bomb enemy, you know, using that against the enemies and, you know, all that kind of like creative stuff.
Yeah.
Because you already have all those parts in the game already, in a way.
Yeah.
Mocha. I'm scared.
So yeah, one of the drives with this game was just, I didn't want to have damage and HP and block.
I love that.
I like to think of this game as I'm abstractifying the HP bar onto the grid. So instead of you having to do the math to like calculate how much the numbers are, you do the math spatially. We're using the other side of the brain. And I think spatial math is like faster than numbers math. We're more intuitive.
Right. All right, I got this guy. I'm kind of killing it here. I don't know, dude. I gotta say, I give so much credit, more credit now to the people that can be like really good hosts while playing something. I think it's different playing like a bullet hell because I'm just dodging and shooting, but like playing a game like this,
yeah,
it's very impressive. I got like a newfound respect. I love it. I love it.
Like, you know, when I play this game and I'm like talking to someone at the same time, I can't.
Well, you play. I kind of want to see you do a run. Like it's like insane.
You know what?
Release,
if we have time,
release a video.
I could just do a speed run later.
That's
it's
true.
10 minutes, right?
That's true. Like you might as well. Like I kind of want to see this in action. What do you guys? I don't know if you talked about publicly a release date or what your guys' plans are for this game or like where it's going at all.
Yeah, we're pretty open with the entire development process. If you join our Discord, I just talk about every aspect of it.
Well, in that case, share with us.
But yeah. So originally we were planning on going to early access, like, I guess now or in March, like sometime like within the next few months. But after chatting with our publisher a bit, we kind of decided that it'll probably be a better idea to go full release end of next year around that time. Like either that or do some like pseudo early access at that like later in the year. Either way, we just think it's a bit too early, even though a lot of the game is already there, but more time to do like the marketing steps would be good for our game. So we're still pretty early in terms of actual marketing and promotional aspects. Yeah.
So I'm hearing that you still have a lot of flexibility, a lot of room to play, and so maybe skipping early access and doing a full release kind of. I mean, we don't really get a lot of those nowadays, right? Like, what was the last game you bought, whether it's a roguelike or not? I guess roguelike, maybe not a AAA title that was just full release. Like, not a lot jump out at me, but like I know Vivid Night for me was a huge one, and Monster Train.
Yeah, I mean,
but those are a long time ago now.
Yeah, but I think the deck builder genre is kind of moving, like the successful deck builders nowadays don't do early access. Wild Frost, Cobalt Core.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so that's kind of part of our. Astria didn't do early access either.
You're right.
The big three this year. Yeah. None of them did.
Yeah. I think showing the success there also is really nice in a way to also encourage maybe developers to start finding other means and not thinking early access is like this substitute for like what I do, right? Like consultate, like proper design work ahead of time, not, hey, let's just release it to the public, which again, we learned that like your early access release is a release, right? Like it is, it's like 0.75% of like, you know, like it's like 75% of our release. Like, yes, you'll get like another 1.0 hit, but like it still affects you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It affects you like in huge ways, and so I'm hoping if anything, people will start getting more involved in the conversation and realize that like getting untrained professionals and average Joe thoughts and stuff that are like going to tell you what they want is not like a substitute for like proper work on your game, I guess. We now have linked. Oh. Wait a second. I thought the cards I draw become free.
It's only if you discard a frozen card. That makes the new cards free.
Makes sense. I'm scared.
So yeah, we still have a lot of time to work on the game.
I love that.
But we're also pretty open with the development, so our internal beta, if you join our Discord, Well, if anyone joins our Discord, I just kind of give it to everyone who asks.
Yeah, you guys hear that? Do you wanna go ahead and drop your Discord link and Steam link in the chat? I know ease of access. These guys are late. Don't underestimate their laziness.
That's the Steam page. Yeah, and we're like, I don't know, we update the beta like every half a month with new content balance updates. Yeah. But like, in my mind, I basically treat it as an internal early access.
I love that, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like a bunch of interesting discussions on just design.
Axel's still a bit low. In Discord, does it let you turn yourself up if you right click your name?
Let me check.
Oh wait, it used to let me do that, but I don't even see that option for myself anymore.
I know that my mic is usually pretty low for most things, so let me check if I can just raise
dangerous name when it contains spec character, just to notice. Wait, I don't know what that means. Oh, he said much better.
I think he means the title of Star Vaders has the star in it.
Oh, what is that?
You know what? It was actually a prob. Oh no, wait, asterisk. Not sure what you mean.
You have an asterisk in the name? Oh, you have a star in Star Vader in.
Yeah, we have a star in Star Vaders. I thought that's what he was, or they were talking about.
I think that is what they're talking about.
But you know, it was a problem. When we first made the Steam page, you couldn't Google it, so
yeah.
I had to ask Steam to help. Now it's better.
Help! Yeah, somebody's searching for it. Yeah, get that.
But I think now we've gained control of Star Vaders in all shapes and forms on Google, so it's working now.
Is this a hard fight?
It was a problem.
Or am I getting? Is this a hard fight or is my deck bad? I don't remember if I went in like a challenge fight or something.
It's. I mean, I think you're gonna make it out of it without losing any too.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't seem like a hard fight. Usually the hard fights are, swarm encounters, or they have special stuff happening.
I should play these. Dude, look at that bomb.
Yeah. Oh, thank you
That's
for
sick. Yeah, wishlisting guys actually is like a huge support. You probably have more to say about that, but like wishlisting, I always try to encourage my community to do, like even if they know they're picking it up, like, because it just helps like the algorithms, right? Is the idea.
Yeah, Steam likes seeing games have a lot of wish lists, so please do.
Yeah.
Helps with everything. Visibility, all of those. Oh yeah, here's an interesting thing. You'll notice that like the card that strikes random enemies, you see what it strikes.
How is it striking two people?
I think you have a frozen card in your discard pile.
Oh, that's a thing? Oh. It means like in general how many you have. Oh.
Yeah. Might want to make that clearer.
Oh, I had no. That's really cool. I didn't even know you could add frozen cards in your. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, it's because you use the other card to discard the card, the frozen card.
Right, so it stays frozen.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unorthodox because there's no other game that would really work like that. I don't think. And like in deck builders, I don't think.
Yeah. How do you mean like?
Like it's an interesting mechanic, like a card being frozen or you're keeping it in your hand, whether it be like Slay the Spire or any other game. and then you discard it, and it like keeps its property. Like I never.
I see what you mean. How do I know which card is for what? There's the description of the card is written behind Esty.
It's behind my big head. 1 second. Try that. Behind my big head. I've ready wishlist for the game, excited for the release.
Appreciate it, everyone.
Yeah, dude. I know a lot of people are excited. We're hyped about this. I love that for you. Yo, T-Blade, we were just talking about you. What's up, dude? No, we were talking about you the other day, I guess. All right, I'm gonna try not to get hit here because you said that you think I'm not gonna get hit, but I have to take a chance here.
Oh yeah, get Doom. I don't think you're gonna get Doom.
Oh wait, that was sick. I forgot that will all play out like that. That feels really good. That feels really good.
Bombs are good.
Bombs are really good. Bombs are really good. +2 repeat, but repeats have random targets. Well,
that's a weird chisel.
That is very weird chisel. Let's not take that one. If this destroys an invader, stays in hand. Holy hell.
Dogberry, playing the demo, I don't think it helps the algorithm, but it helps us because we get more feedback. Also, like we have like analytics going on that helps us figure out what
I think all
picking.
games should do that. I love that you have that kind of. Is that something? Would you say that a lot of indie games are doing? Is setting up like little analytics behind the scenes to like balance and track things? I feel like a lot of games don't do that.
I don't think a lot of games do that because it's hard to do, or it costs money to do, because you need some kind of like server backend or stuff like that. But I think it's important. Like it's a good thing to do. And well, actually, Dogberry, there is like, I know during Steam Next Fest there's like a demo most played demo. So maybe if you leave Star Vaders on like in the background forever, it might help. Just kidding. Yeah, we'll probably have an option too, for the analytics.
Oh, you updated the sales thing based on the feedback.
Yep.
It looks really good. This looked very, like my eyes drew to it right away. It looks really clean. It looks like natural, you know what I mean? Like it looked very natural.
That's
I like
good.
that I can see my I can see my sail here. Love it. It very much pops. I almost want to see the cards do that. You know what I mean? Like the borders or the rare cards. Do you see how this is popping out a little bit? It like looks very, oh, like this.
Oh, like when you hover over it, yeah.
Yeah, and it just like your eyes get kind of drawn to it.
Probably
Whereas,
can
like,
add a little glow or something in the background.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Maybe a little animation.
Throw a snow bomb.
Who is missing here on the poster? Hey, that's background lore for Star Vaders.
Oh, they're talking about here? Wait, she's the one on the poster. Is she not?
Nope.
Okay.
That's a different character that will be revealed in the future.
Like it's her brother or sister, dude. Calling it. Have a good night, Z.
Good night.
Her brother or sister, for sure.
Yeah, it's part of Min's little storyline that we're gonna add in the future.
I think I'm gonna take detonator here. Small girl would stand up and would be like 2 meters high. Yeah, we were talking about like when you like buy something or something and she does like a little patter. Damn cool UI. That's T-Blade.
Yeah. You know, you're kind of building a similar build to the other Noel build, even though it was really weird.
Yeah, I think I agree. The first time you would play a card with repeat, add that many 0-cost copies in your hand instead. Whoa. Interesting. I think I have my artifact where I get moves with repeat, so it won't do the repeat. But I'll just get another copy of it instead.
That is 0 cost forever.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. I don't know. That's scary. Actually, with the artifacts I just got, it should be fine. Let's try it out. We'll take detonator, and we'll tip.
Yeah, this one was Federico's idea.
It's a very cute idea.
You're almost done with the tip jar.
Let's go! Spend 5,000 stars to get a random mark. You should give the first pull free here. You see how that, like, they paid for it and didn't get anything?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. That's so cool, though. I love it. Love it. I think it was Ben Starr, actually, that just put a new animation. I saw on tweet recently about their new gacha open thing. Very cute.
Little star sparkles. That'd be cute.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna be like you. I'm messing this guy up. Watch this. Holy. Oh my god. Well, this doesn't do anything. I want sparkles in her eye. Yeah, that sounds really adorable. Okay, let's do this. I feel like I'm gonna make this very bad on myself, but it is what it is. What the hell is that? Oh my god. What am I doing? I think this works with their bombs, if I remember correctly, or something crazy.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a good idea here.
Junk isn't that bad for you.
That is true. It's not awful. I could also do this. This is like bad news bear. I don't know if it does more to them than it... I think it does more to me than it does to them, though, right?
Yeah, you're trading off junk for later versus damage for now. So, up to you if you think it's more important to have.
Right now, we're gonna need a lot of AoE, so it will benefit my bomb. So I think it makes sense to blow some people up here. I'm not sure though. I could wait as well. Let me see. And then leaving these shields on these people also seems like a pretty good idea. Alright, I'm gonna leave it. This is so cool. Eggy, have an awesome one! Dude, I gotta say, it's been so excited. It's been so great diving into this and getting to do this, like, one, publicly, and two, just in general, like, really focusing on, like, replayability and, like, what pulls people back to the game, and you guys taking strides to, like, really, I guess, like, expand whatever you can or make this game as good as possible, like, outside of, like, the traditional, like, I'm working on something, and then we'll just see how it goes on release, right? And, like, I don't know, I love that.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, but we're in a, like, a weird, very good position to be
fortunate
able to do
spot
this.
You were saying, right?
Yeah, a very fortunate spot. We have time to be able to, like, take a closer, deeper analytical look at the game.
I love that this fight, it's like this very scary boss fight, but it also doubles down on being able to, like, have the player just kind of go nuts in a way. Like, just keep blowing people up. In a way, it's the same effect of, like, when you get those, like, horde of bats in Vampire Survivor. Like, they do that, like, that serves a lot of, like, purposes, and, like, feels really good to take out for the player, and in a way changes up the pacing a little bit, but, like, in a way, this fight is doing that as well. It's really interesting.
The Mega Blob is definitely, like, kill this, like, swarm kill as many as you can. Yeah, I think this fight is the fight where you can get the biggest combo in the game. Like,
it feels really cool. Oh damn, it feels weird drawing cards here on this card if I use it at the end. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah, this fight is really cool. Alright, I need some of my big bombs. I'm getting nervous. Oh, this card costs 0 heat. I forgot about that. I feel like I really want to get some bomb guys to start spawning. Alright, here we could... I would have to throw the detonator at the bomb, right? So it blows it up?
Like right now? I don't think that'll work, because it will have blown up already by the time the detonator would, like, increase its radius.
We'll just put it here, I guess. Like here. This is scary.
Nah, you're fine. Nah, I think all deck builders need a blob fight, like a slime.
Oh yeah, that's true. The Slimers and the slime boss and stuff like that. Are you an Ascension 20 player?
Me? No way.
No way.
No way. Yeah, for most deck builders, I kind of like, I stop after I play with all the characters and then I beat the secret boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't really climbed the Ascensions too far. I think mostly because I don't like it when they add junk cards to your deck as one of the difficulty increases.
You know, I love that you said that. That brings up a great point. What do you think about the Monster Train Ascension 1?
I like
the ballsiness to like pull that off. Like, I didn't like it at first actually. I was like, what? And then I loved it.
You mean like the first Ascension where they give you more like random cards?
Yeah, they give you the random cards to play around and stuff. Like,
I mean, I think that's their version of the whale bonus, right?
Right, yeah. It's very
I like
ballsy.
Ascension 1. I don't like Ascension 2, so I've never gotten further than Ascension 1 in Monster Train.
Wait, what was 2? I don't even remember.
Ascension 2 adds a deadweight to your deck. Yeah. So, I don't like the difficulty increases that makes it so your deck is less efficient. It makes it feel like you can't build as strong of a deck in future Ascensions than you can in the first one.
Right.
I think the way I'm designing most of our difficulty modifiers is like just making the combat harder, but make it so you can still build the same deck as you could before.
Right.
Like, don't limit the player's power, just increase the difficulty of everything else instead.
I see what you're saying. I'm scared.
You're fine, you're fine.
I'm scared. Alright, is this strike random invader here, like, before we blow this up? I think?
Yeah, there's value in getting the mini ones to spawn first, so you get more value from...
I feel like I'm about to take like 1,000,000 damage. Okay, yeah, that was pretty clean. And then we can do this and split these guys. And then we blow them all up. Oh my god! That was sick. Alright, now at this point I have to use this guy.
I noticed something weird here, but you I guess next time you use the Titan rocket, I'll bring it up. But you can like you place it on the.
Oh, you can put it on an enemy.
You can put it on the side. Yeah, you can place it on the enemy.
Oh, I didn't even think. Why did I assume that I could not do that? I don't know why, actually. Wow.
Maybe. I wonder if it's like bomb conditioning, because bombs you have to place it.
Yeah, it could be bomb conditioning. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. Holy fudge, dude. Why would I? Yeah, that's so true. That's on me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's on me. That's funny. I think it is bomb conditioning. So true. So true. I love that, man. The player conditioning thing is so funny. It's like such a thing to like keep in mind. Oh my god, it played the one that I drew. Whoa.
There's some pretty funny pseudo infinites with that.
Really?
Flurries to keep drawing. It can last for quite some time.
Holy hell. This was a terrible movement, actually. Alright. I don't think we took Doom here, and I thought I was going to take a billion Doom. I think that's... But that is the feeling that we're after. We talked about that. Kind of like that building tension.
Yeah. The feeling of like, this combat looks impossible, and then you make it.
Yeah. After you burn a card, fire one bullet in each upward diagonal. Damn. I think this could be... I don't...
If you don't like these, this is a safe spot to re-roll because
yeah, re-rolling looks
charged
clean here. Yeah, let's do that. Oh boy.
Ulm, so there's like apparently not, but I'm not sure why. I've had like I've tried to set up this like endless loop of flurries, just keep drawing and playing, and they last for like they can last for a long time, but at some point they stop. But I'm not sure why. But I mean, it's good that they stop.
What are we talking about?
Ulm is saying, is it possible to soft lock yourself with an infinite loop of self-playing cards?
Oh.
And so no, but I don't know why.
Like at the end, everyone's dead, and then he just keeps playing stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how fast I can fly through this.
You know what? This was a pretty fast run in comparison.
All right, listen. Listen. It's actually really hard, all right? Because I don't even get to fully think about the run this time.
Maybe that forces you to play more intuitively.
I think it, yeah. I mean, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
It's been really awesome trying to figure that out too, because that is something that's, I guess, a little bit different than other deck builders as well, is that we're asking the player, we want to encourage kind of like the flow state in a way, right? Like, like kind of go with it and not, because other games were conditioned, it's very like methodical and count numbers and...
Yeah, it's like figure out your entire turn like right now. And
yeah. So it's been interesting to kind of talk about that space and how to encourage it and stuff like that. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Killing these punk is... Oh, I kind of wanted the shield for this. Oh my god, look at my hand. I don't think I've ever had this many cards in my hand before. This is kind of nice. This is kind of funky. I like it. I think we have to move like here.
You got a zero cost version of the
from
the
oh.
We're planning on making it more obvious when the robo pair is gonna trigger.
Yeah. I haven't been actually paying attention to it at all. I would love a way to just showcase the artifacts in general, kind of like Risk of Rain, but I get that costs a lot of like art time as well.
I think what I'm gonna try to do is make it so we can kind of like place the artifact image anywhere on the grid. So it's like,
yeah, I love that.
So like for the Robo Parrot, for example, we just place
like,
the image
pops
somewhere.
up.
Yeah, it pops up. Or
I think that's a great, like, yeah, just like a nice,
yeah,
kind of like cute low work way to at least showcase it somehow. I know that happens in like that's an issue that with like every deck builder as well, from Vault of the Void, Monster Train, where like there's going to be those times where, especially if you're just doing a lot of runs, where you're just not going to keep track of all your artifacts, or like, you know, this thing triggers on round 3 and then you forget it's round 3. It's like,
so it's fun to talk about like what the game has, but I'm curious if you notice the things that the game is missing. So we don't have powers in the game. Like Slate of Spire cards that you play at, and they disappear, and they give you like bonuses the whole time.
Yeah. I haven't noticed that, no.
Yeah, we don't have any power cards, at all. And yeah, we don't have any artifacts that do counting either. Like there are none of those like the 5th time you kill an enemy, draw a card, blah blah blah.
Right.
It's always just straight up trigger effect condition. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The power thing is something curious because I think in most deck builders during the combat you get stronger over time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in ours, at least the base starter deck, during combat you get weaker over time. Because like you burn cards, right?
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think I ever think about like I never go into a game with like those kind of thoughts, I guess. Like, oh, I'm playing a deck builder, so there should be something like powers, right? I just don't kind of like think that way in a weird way.
But I mean, it's like I think it's cool that you don't notice it's missing, because I think to me that means it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary at all, no. I never felt like a need or a call for that. Which also does make me think of an idea of like a mech that could have a form swapping card in their deck or something that like swaps their like form or whatever.
Oh yeah, stances.
Like a stance, yeah, like a stance. I could think of that now, where it's like they have like very good movement, or they have like very good combat, or I don't know, whatever it may be.
If we did a stance, it'd probably be a pilot. For
good call, yeah.
Like unique mechanic.
Yeah, that's also interesting. So I don't think you've talked about that yet. What inspired, because that's something that's different, right? So if you guys don't know, the crowd, so this game plays with the idea of like having different characters like you would have in another game. So let's just say Silent, Ironclad, or whatever, that come with like kind of some of their own cards in different pool, and they play differently. They play fundamentally different. But not only that, you have these pilots, so like a subclass that also goes in the mech as well, to like kind of like further diversify. The closest thing I can even think of is the Monster Train thing, but it's not really, I guess, because you're kind of picking two.
Yeah. So, I mean, why? The classes are obvious, because you need to have multiple classes in a deck builder, or else people will think there's not enough content. But also it's like, this is a fun design space to design different classes in. Lots of potential ideas. I think
like little moving parts.
The pilots, at least, that was kind of my answer for it started with like, it's almost like a whale bonus in my mind when I first designed it. It was like, how do we add like identity / variability to the run that the player gets to choose at the start of the run, to diversify even more within the same card pool. And I was like, okay, maybe they can pick between different starter decks and starter artifacts to help diversify. But eventually that evolved into like more like pilots had a lot more unique mechanics than expected. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like we wanted more variability within each card pool.
I love that. Yeah, I could tell just through what you guys are after that, like, being very, like, I don't know, I use the word emergent, but like also just like replayable, and having all of those kind of systems is something that's really important to you guys, and I know that's something that's really important to me for replayable games. I talk about the design space in a lot of action roguelikes. Actually, I would love to hear your take on it, where I feel like a lot of them, from what we're used to right now, these modern action roguelikes, they really sacrifice or don't have much as far as replayability, so they rely on systems where they rely on like the unlock system very heavily as their replayability, because like in the run it doesn't like vary much. It's oftentimes very samey outside of like the type of sword you're swinging. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Or if you have any?
Yeah, I think I'm not the best person on the team to comment, because I'm more of the turn-based person on the team.
Yeah.
Tech settings plays a lot of action roguelikes. It's curious. I wonder, maybe because like action games, if you like a playstyle, you might not want to like diversify more. It's like I'm speaking from like my own experience, but it's like if I'm playing Hades, like I'll play with the weapon I like the most, not because it's different, but because it's the playstyle I like to play with. And in action games, like you spend a lot of time in combat, like so maybe in action games it's more about customizability rather than variability.
It's really interesting. Do you think those two things can be merged? Do you think it could benefit from having both?
I guess. I don't know. It's definitely an interesting observation, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when games, because they already have the kind of like that variability of like itemization and how you're gonna, what kit you're gonna play with, they all have that by default.
Yeah.
That's just the easy part. So I think when games can finally tackle kind of like more of an emergence in run, that they're gonna hit this like sweet spot. But right now, none of them have it.
It's like Risk of Rain. It's kind of like you pick the character you want to play, and that's kind of the and it's like I stick to a single character in Risk of Rain because I like to play them.
Right.
And when you play them, it's mostly the same because the moveset feels good, so you don't want to change it much.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
In a turn-based game, I don't know why it's less of a problem, because it's all tactics.
I see what you're saying. I'm trying to play this intuitive. I don't think I'm doing a good job.
You're not losing yet, so...
If I have the robot shoot this thing, would that trigger the bomb?
Yep.
To be bigger?
Oh, wait. I don't know which one will happen.
It goes first.
I think... No, I think it'll blow up first, unfortunately.
So I would have to shoot it myself. Which I could do as well. That's fine. That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. Wait, what point? I'm sorry.
Maybe the customizability is the greatsword stuff.
Choosing things you like in turn-based versus action. Yeah. It's an interesting thought for sure.
It's hard to say because it's like in our game, you also, because of the pilot system, you also sometimes just pick the pilot you want to play too, and like don't pick the pilot you don't like to play with.
Right.
So there's some customizability there too. That's pretty good.
That was juicy. I don't think I have much else to go off of here, but that's fine. These fights are very like, they're very tense, and you like come out usually like unscathed, or but it is doing a good job at like making you feel the pressure at least.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Now you're in trouble though.
Yeah, now it's a little bit
What was that?
Huh.
Yeah.
How does this pick though people? I was gonna say.
Oh, it's just pure random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just pure random for now. Some random stuff are not pure random. This one is. There's no particular reason why or why not. I just implement. Yeah.
No, yeah, the pure random is fine. I wasn't sure if there was a rhyme or reason to it.
I think it will avoid stuff that will kill you.
Wait.
No, I don't mean
right.
Like, it'll avoid like one of those weird the pulsars, which if you hit it, it starts generating doom. It'll avoid those if it can help.
Right.
Because I don't want players to accidentally get hit like that.
Wait, I'm cooking here. I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm cooking here. What the?
That's cool.
Oh. I think I'm cooking. Yo.
Yeah, I was certain that you would get a doom here.
I'm cooking. Okay, that was sick. That was cool. I thought I was getting doomed too, and I was like, let me cook for a second. Yo. Okay. I used the link card to get me out of the situation there, and we happen to have more link stuff in our deck. I think we just shuffled. That was really cool. Ooh, fire. Unburns and becomes frozen when drawn. I like that. Let's do more frozen stuff. That was really cool. I could have probably shuffled there to get an upgrade. I'd rather an upgrade than a card here, but... So you said you've still been putting a lot of hours into this game, you being the developer as well, and you said you still find like little cool interactions and synergies and stuff like that, which is a really good sign as well, right?
Yeah. I a lot of times Federico also just comes up with like some ridiculous infinite that I haven't realized was a thing before.
Yeah. I realized that I'm the type of player where like I want to emergently find like cool synergies. I won't like force something like, oh, let me try to make this work with this. And admittedly, there could be a lot of games that benefit from that like kind of mindset of like, if you want to try and make something happen or for something to happen, you could find some cool stuff. But like if it doesn't like organically happen, I won't like chase it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
I think maybe that's most people. I don't know. I'm just bringing it up for
discussion. I do think I'm the type of player that will like pick up something weird to see if it might work.
I think I organically maybe like if I'm like, oh, let's start with this to see like where it leads us. Like I will do that. But like outside of that, I won't go too much further.
Like you're not gonna like brainstorm and figure out like potential.
No, I will be like, okay, I don't usually take this. It seems like I can open up cool avenues. Let's do it, and then let's see where it gets us. I guess like that's where I would start the process, and then I would see organically like where the road would go. Like this run, I remember I specifically started with the plasma choice, the plasma bomb.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just went from there, I guess. And it's been pretty interesting so far. This is interesting. Oh. And I guess we could just keep it simple here. Chat, what would you guys say? You're the latter? What up, Null Pointer? How are you? Esty isn't big on theory crafting, one could say. I don't know, chat. Would you say I'm big on theory crafting? I'm not sure. I know that I very organically want to take what a roguelike gives me and make something cool out of it. That's my favorite part of why I play roguelikes. If I'm forcing something, I feel like I'm not really playing a roguelike. Like, that feels more sandbox to me. I think I've talked about this before with Path of Astra. Do you know that game? Wait, are you into games like Path of Astra?
Me?
You're into the turn-based kind of stuff, right?
No, I'm not that big into like traditional roguelikes and I like turns. I like turns where you can do multiple actions inside of them. If that makes sense.
I think you'd like Path of Astra then, like, heavily, maybe. Yeah. It's very like not traditional. It's imagine like sticking Nova Drift into like a turn-based game, I guess. Like, you make something, you figure out where you could break the game. If you could figure out like turning a turn into 1,000 turns, you could do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's very like crazy. I feel like you should check it out. I feel like at least you'd find it super interesting. I think it's one of like the surprise games for me this year, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah. Take your time.
Mushroom. Yeah.
Not big on theory. Yeah, it's interesting. So I guess the difference is like in these kind of games where it's not mechanically demanding, right? You get to kind of like make the player come up with, you know, use what you get and come up with something, right? But I guess people are scared in an action game because in an action game, your items have identity mechanically. So using a certain weapon that, you know, feels intuitive.
Here you go, less than 3 hope it helps the channel. Just purchased action roguelikes. What kills you makes you stronger for 12 euros. 10.
Thank you so much. Using a weapon that like feels very traditional and you hit X and you start swinging, and then using another one that you might have to, you know, it swings very slow. You're gonna have to mechanically change how you're playing. But isn't that still the point? Like, you're playing an action game, so asking some of the mechanics, like having to rise to the occasion of like whatever the mechanics are asking of you, like whatever said weapon you're using, like that should be expected. No, it's the same thing as how you progress in a Metroidvania, and then eventually you're going to get to parts that are going to ask different things of you, or to platform differently. You're going to rise to the occasion. Shouldn't that be no different, especially in a roguelike action game? Like, aren't those expectations super normal? If that makes sense. I would think. Yeah, I guess what I was saying while you were gone, don't you think in an action roguelike, you know, expecting the player, because I was saying maybe the difference is in like and why people like picking their kit or might stick to certain style things in a action roguelike is because like the mechanics, like you need to kind of like perform mechanically different. So like a card changing here, you still like play the card the same, right? Like, yeah, literally, but you kind of change mechanics and like how you play in an action roguelike. And so
yeah.
But like my question is like, isn't that to be expected? Because like you might be like, oh, you know, that's daring, that's like not safe, like that's scary. But even a normal non-roguelike game like a Metroidvania would ask that of the player, right? As you get to different biomes and as you get further in the game, they're going to mechanically ask you to platform and play differently.
I guess I wonder if it might be like it's like an optimization problem. Like in an action game, for example, you want to get better at a skill, and if you're good at the skill, then why would you try out another skill if you're already good at this one?
Yeah.
You might as well just.
But isn't that more of a testament to the fact that games are allowing you to kind of just play the way you want to play, and so it feels very safe? Like, oh, yeah, so you want to play with things that you're good at, because why would you not, right? Yeah. Where it's like, it's the same, it would be the same, like, we're making a case for that, but it would be the same thing for deck builders if they allowed you to just play the decks that you said were powerful. Right, like it would encourage that. So I think that's another reason to go back to why I don't like a lot of action roguelikes, and the fact that they're scared of replayability. It lends more to that. It's because we allow them to like just play it safe. And I don't know. I think when we can merge both and like have the choice, and like I'm not saying don't let them kind of gear towards their play style, but like that's not a substitute to not have actual variation and emergence in the runs. I think a lot of action roguelikes are not replayable. Like, it's weird. Like, I love them. I put hundreds of hours into Dead Cells, but like looking at the new success of Astral Ascent, that game is so not replayable in a weird way. Like, in some ways it very much is, and in other ways, like the runs, you're gonna see the exact same enemies, the exact same levels. Actually, they have no level variation. Like, all the rooms that you see are the exact same every run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, it has random generation, so they say, but does it really? You know? And I don't know. It like screams at me like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why do we keep doing this in a way? I don't know. I really don't know what it is. I feel like that genre is very much playing it safe and lacking for years now, to be honest. And I remember talking with the developer of Dead Cells, and even talking about the whole. And again, you said you don't really play a lot of them, so I don't know how familiar you are.
I'm familiar in the sense that I know a lot about them, but I don't play them.
Right.
Like, I'll study them, but not play.
So I remember even in the sense of like, I met the dev in person at a PAX one year, and we kind of sat down and talked for like a half hour, and talking about how even this whole pigeonhole yourself into a build from the beginning of a run. Like, there's no emergence there, and it kind of doubles down on what I'm saying about action roguelikes, that there really is no emergence. Or, like, if you look at the new Astral Ascent, I don't know if you know much about that one, but, like, it's so bad that it's literally, like, pick a color spell and then put more of the same color on it, like, to modify it. And it's literally, like, what I always say, it's literally anti-emergence, replayable. It's like put matching color on the color, and it's just like, once you see it, it's like very hard to unsee it. And so I remember talking to that dev about it, of Dead Cells, saying how it's very like not create a build, it's very like pick a color in the beginning of a run and then go with that color. And they said they were like very much like aware of it, and they said they kind of pigeonholed themselves, and like there was other concepts and things they wish they would have went with, where like you would find these random parts and artifacts throughout the run where like it opened up more playroom to create. And so they realized, like, yeah, they kind of put themselves in that, like, hole in a way. Like, that wasn't their exact words, but, you know, like, from, you know, this was years ago. But so it's really interesting that, like, it shows, like, one of those things where other devs see a successful game and copy their ideas, even if those ideas weren't bad. Or those ideas were bad or not great. And I see that same with some people talking about, like, oh, Isaac did this thing where it doesn't give you information, right? And you have to memorize. And it's like, yeah, but then they realized years later that that wasn't a good idea. And so, like, when we look at these big ideas and, like, look at, like, they were successful and they did the best they could come up with. But us copying them and not thinking for ourselves, like, how can we do it better? Like, those devs that came up with those ideas are probably farther past that now, you know? And so, walking in their shoes, we're, like, also going to be behind the whole time, too. And I see it as a consultant, and I digest the market. I could see it. It's like, wait, you're copying these ideas, but those ideas were, like, not great to begin with. Or, like, they were great for, like, when that game came out because they thought of that idea, you know? So it's always, like, really interesting to me to, like, see that. Like, usually the glory is just taking, like, one more step past the games that were kind of, like, Mimic that were successful, I guess.
Or be the first one.
Or be the first, right. And there's a thing for that of, like... What the hell? Of being the first in creating is true, but that also encourages, like, what we're talking about, where it's... You're the first by taking ideas that, like, worked and, like, trying to make them better, or taking ideas that didn't work and getting them out, because, you know what I mean? And that helps you become the first. But people, like, I feel like they don't think that like that. They just take the, like, you see it with the Slay the Spire map. It's like, oh, this works, let's just take it, you know? And I don't know, it's like, that was a big thing for me this year, is seeing all the games that just do that.
I'm honestly, the Slay the Spire map is the thing that surprises me the most. That, like, it seems like the easiest one to come up with new ideas with, but everyone still picks, like, keeps the same map.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, it's true. And it's very strange, because a lot of times, like, in a lot of games that are doing it, it doesn't even do anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's just there. It's like a selling point, maybe, but it doesn't actually, like, fundamentally do anything. It's, like, weird. It's very strange. But, like, once you're more in tune to it, like me, like, professionally, right? And I know I'm not the average person, you see it right away, and it makes the product feel worse. It's the same way as if, like, it's the same way as, like, if you became a chef or, like, a professional there, you know, foods that maybe you used to like, your taste buds are gonna get, like, more attuned and more, like, fancy, like, not fancy, but, like, more in tune, so you're gonna taste, like, bad products differently as well, right? If that makes sense. It's the same with, like, an sommelier, is that called, where they're, like, trained to drink wines, and, like, they could tell you where the wine was from. Like cheaper wines are gonna stand out more because they're more trained. Does that make sense? So it's the same way with, like, the Slay the Spire map, I guess, for me. I was a judge for IGF this year, and there were loads of roguelikes using the Slay the Spire map. Well, Federico, and that's kind of my point, is that I see that, especially being able to have my business and work with devs this year, and talking about that space of, like, even taking something that's familiar is not a bad idea. It's great. It's just we don't take it one step further to either push it a little bit, like, come up with your own ideas, or take out what doesn't work with it. Like, how can I make it better by just taking out the bad stuff or stuff that's not great with it, right? Either one. And you know what? We saw this beautifully in Die in the Dungeon. I raved about it. That was last week, right? Where Die in the Dungeon takes this mechanic of, like, here's this event, it's random text, and then choose 3 options, right? And that's just another tried and true. We see this all the time. We see this in every game. But that game took that idea and said, how can we make it a little bit better? And I love it. It's like this extra little gameplay, and all of a sudden this mechanic that I hate, I love. And they didn't reinvent the wheel there. They just made an extra thought to it that makes it work for their game. And it's crazy how many teams just don't do that at all. It's very strange. It's so much so that they'll take an idea that's not good and they'll copy that too, which, again, like, it breaks my heart when I see that kind of stuff. And I just use Isaac as a common example because devs still want to copy Isaac, which was so dated and 15 billion years ago. Same with FTL, actually. Things that don't translate well today or are not great today, and they still copy those ideas. Oh, they were successful, they did it, must be okay. But it's just like, no, dude. No. Like, FTL, for instance, is, like, such a Wikipedia game, right? And we copy those ideas when we're not trying to make this, like... But then if I asked you, do you want to make, like, a very, like, heavy Wikipedia-style game? They would say no. But they're designing around being a Wikipedia game, so it's like, it's just blind spots, right? It's just kind of like blind leading blind at that point. Whoa. Alright, this is a reroll if I've ever saw it. Well, successful despite those design choices is, again, we talked about this, when you're coming up with things, when you're the leader, it's not bad design because you're pushing you're the one leading, right? It's different. When you're the sheep doing it, it's a little bit different. It's the same way, you know what taught me this? You know, like, Devil Daggers, I used to give so much credit to the pioneers that are doing the impossible, right? They do the hard work and they set the new high scores, things that other people would have said were impossible. But once they did it, it became possible for a lot of others, and a lot of other people got to do it, right? But now as those people do it, it becomes easier because one person set the path, right? And it became easier, so other people are doing it. And let's say these other people end up doing it in way better form, right? Way more optimal. Right? Of course, it's because this person set the path. So we can't say, hey, you did it bad. No, they set the path. It was different for them. So it's the same with our greats, like FTL. We can't say you did it bad because now we're past that. That's not fair. They treaded a new path and allowed us to do what we do today. So now we can look back on it and learn from it. But that's the problem with a lot of devs that are not involved in this work and don't see the importance of this work yet, is that they're still having these small conversations as if they're here and not here. Does that make sense? We're developing past that, but they're still developing like under that. Like, it's very strange. And we see it all the time. We see that in 80 to 90% of releases. It's like, wait, what happened here? And it's also very easy to see it in somebody else's work. This is why you developers will buy games and be like, oh man, yeah, they're getting negative reviews here, but why would they do that? Oh, that one was obvious. Or why would they do it? Well, it's always obvious in somebody else's work. It's not obvious in your own work. That's just the human thing. It's just the default solution. Spawn a detonator, my little friend. I think we could take my little friend here. Gotcha machine! So this is our last shop. I think everything in my deck has been playing a part, but I kind of just want to leave it alone. Are you gonna show us a speed run?
Yeah, I can do a speed run. I don't know how the stream is gonna work though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. We could probably do the Discord thing. I know it's a little bit jank sometimes, but if your connection is fine, it'll probably be okay.
Yeah, but either way, I'll play so fast you won't even see it anyway.
Yeah. So apparently this guy flies through this game in like freaking 15 minutes. I find that absurd.
I'll try to talk at the same time, which will slow me down by 1 minute.
No, yeah, that's definitely worth it. You should do that. I'm gonna reroll here. I mean, but if you could speak a little bit to the process and
Oh, like
my
playing process?
No, I was gonna totally change topic. Sorry. Of consultation and realizing, I've heard a couple other devs that I work with, and I asked them, they're like, why is the game industry not have this work as standard yet? And it's really interesting, and they said that these other medias and arts and stuff like that, they've just been around a lot longer than us. They developed a lot further than us because they had more time, so we're just not there yet. And I thought that was so interesting, and it really resonated with me that we're just it'll become norm eventually, but we're just not there yet. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, video games in general are a very young medium.
Yeah,
like
I never thought about that until that dev, my client, like brought that up, and I was like, holy crap, what a cool angle. Like,
there was this other discussion we had in the Ludo culture Discord, but it was about like artistic movements and how like most other media has these big artistic movements like dogma in film or expressionism, art, literature. Video games hasn't, like, it's so young that we haven't really seen any true movements yet.
Yeah.
Happen.
It's scary because I'm trying to start that movement. What do you think? I think I've been doing an okay job.
Yeah, I mean, at least in the indie sphere, we'll see.
In the indie sphere, so far, yeah. Yeah.
I would argue card games are still pretty young and board games in general. Like 100 years ago, the norm was what, Monopoly? I don't even know how old Monopoly is, but but nowadays the board game design has gone so far. Like the games that come out like in these few years are so much more have like responded to the games that came out 10 years ago and 20 years ago and evolved, I guess. Not that they're bad, but they evolve, right? Like legacy games are a rather recent invention and they're really cool. Yeah, board games are old, but yeah, lots of stagnation. In a sense, card games also, I think. There's a lot of like poker card games that existed for a long time.
A lot of like, strong points.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Deck builder is like if we're gonna say Dominion's the first deck builder, Dominion only came out like, I don't know, it's 20 years ago? I'm bad at dates.
I'm so bad. Yeah, that's so funny.
Like compared to something like, if this is a whole genre, imagine if like the horror genre only came out 20 years ago. The first horror movie.
That's a great points, yeah. Dude, I found out that you're like a big movie guy as well, and I love that for us.
Yeah.
We just become
I would
friends.
say
so funny.
I'm a bigger movie guy than a video game person.
I love it. It's just my two passions, my two loves. What did you think about the, if you watched it, the Mad Max new trailer, the Furiosa trailer?
I also watched your reaction to it.
Okay.
I had similar thoughts, but I didn't really put it into words.
Okay, but you felt the same, I guess. As I was just...
No, I was okay with Chris Hemsworth's acting. Yeah. I feel like, it's because in the trailer we don't really hear him talk a lot, but the moments he talked are the moments that like already sound really cool. So I think if he keeps that accent and energy while he's during his dialogue, I think that'd be really like I think he'll do a pretty good job at that. Otherwise, I think what I would agree with is that it didn't show me anything unexpected, the trailer.
Yeah.
Most of the scenes or action and everything feels like it felt the same as in Mad Max. Like they're still throwing spears from their motorbikes onto the wheels of the big truck.
Yeah.
I wanted to see new
stuff there.
New stuff happening. But maybe they're keeping it close to your chest and kind of...
That's what I figured. Like, what if that's just their angle there? Do you see the cool stuff that's unfolding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did play it very safe, so it made me nervous. I'm also nervous because I'm very attached. The last one, me like loving so much, so I know a lot of it's like me. And I wasn't like disappointed, right? I think. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, dude. Okay, so did you see the trailer for the new Void Bastards game?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts there? Because I know mine were. I had a lot of thoughts.
I don't really remember it really well, so that's
okay.
That kind of gives.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough said then. Okay. That's just how it be.
I remember being weirded out by one big thing. Oh yeah, the fact that the trailer was trying to sell some kind of turn-based strategy and overworld or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I felt about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hard to say.
It is, yeah. It is hard to say. I'm blowing this sucker up. See, I know like once you do a run, it's gonna like embarrass this like my runs. I'm like, what the hell?
I think it'll be fine.
It's gonna be like, oh my
I
God.
do make a lot of mistakes, and I get some Doom as well when I do my like the 13-minute speedrun. I had 9 Doom at the end.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But it was
That's the
probably
sacrifices
sick.
you need to make to be fast.
It's the sacrifices we make. I kind of want to go like hit this guy with this thing. We could have probably moved better. My bad. This looks really good though. I think I'm starting to cook in this game though. I'm starting to get used to it.
That's cool.
What the mook did I just do? Oh my God. This looks like a cool detonator maybe? Oh, I forgot the other one's gonna blow up, but I'm fine with that.
How do you feel about our bosses in so far?
Yeah, that's a great question. So thinking about
I know you don't like bosses.
You're right, yeah, I usually don't like bosses. I love the first boss that I remember. You have the one that gets a shield and you just have to hit him a couple times and get through his shield while he's spawning other people. And I think it's a nice, very beginner boss. And then you have the other one where you have to destroy the 2 parts to make him vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think both of those do a really good job at like still keeping the normal flow of the game. Like it doesn't feel like, I talk about this all the time, but like we've only digressed in like a lot of, and I'm mainly talking about like action roguelikes. We've only digressed in like boss design and like fitting bosses into games that like they don't even fit. I think Dead Cells is a huge culprit of this, where it's like terrible. And again, I'm saying this and I'm not like trying to take jabs. I've told this to the dev to his face and he's agreed with a lot of points. I'm not like talking crap, but yes, I think it just like doesn't work. And a lot of times, and I think Synthetic's another big one, where like it clearly shows that like we're forcing boss fights because we feel like we're supposed to, but they don't feel like the normal flow of the game or state of the game at all. It feels like we're playing a different game all of a sudden. So yeah, those fights feeling like the same game still is really, really great. Especially with the slime boss then going all of a sudden like, you know, like it's showing the strength of your game on overdrive. And I think it's always good to have a fight like that where it's just like, it's kind of like playing Dynasty Warriors. Do you remember that game, Dynasty Warriors?
I haven't played it.
It's like the original OG like Horde game if you think about it. but like 10 years before Horde games. And it's this game where like you run around as like this Shang Dynasty kind of like dude and like fight like you know like there's 50 people. Like this is back on Dreamcast like early versions and like and it's the same with like if you think about it like Earth Defense Force. Like that's like a Horde game. It's just more interesting. And it's like fighting thousands of bugs or fighting thousands of people. And it's like the same thing of like all of a sudden saying, let's say Dynasty Warriors where you're fighting hordes of people. And then all of a sudden you have this boss fight that's going to be the same and you have to fight him every time. And it's this,
it's just like a single person. And
yeah, single person with like 3 attacks, but you fight him for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden it's like, what happened here? It's not doing service to the rest of the game. It's not even playing the same game. And a lot of games feel like that. So I like that it's still the flow of the game. I think this fight specifically maybe takes the flow out a little bit.
It's a bit slow, this one.
I think it is slow. I think maybe to find a different way to like have way less segments, but like when you break them, maybe some other enemies could spawn and like just in changing it that way and not, instead of this, like a long version of this. Does that make sense? Like find ways to encourage the other state of the game. But like, I think a few less segments wouldn't hurt and would speed up the process a little bit. The Crackman feels a bit slow. Yeah, I think. And I think it's one of those things where a lot of players might not even notice why it feels slow, but I think that's it. It's just like the this segment is really long.
Yeah, it probably, like, it could just have like half as many segments.
Yeah, and then and still pull the same. And then if you just find it too easy, you just, you know, you could just change other aspects of it. But overall, I love that they keep the same flow of the game. And I think that's what's important. And another thing we talked about, especially in the Slay the Spire... Let me take this turn. I'm sorry. Another aspect that we talk about a lot is, like, even with Slay the Spire being obviously one of the standards Oh shoot, I moved to the wrong spot, but that's fine. Is like they have these bosses that are like, but it like still matches the flow of their other enemies. Like it's not like you're all of a sudden doing something different. But like also it's like the information that they give you ahead of time so that they have like very specific identities so you can like prepare for that fight is a huge pull for the game as well, right? It's not just another enemy that you're preparing for with a bigger HP bar. It's like you're fundamentally going to play different and draft different depending on who you're fighting, and that's a huge aspect of the game and its strengths, and also justifying its map and justifying a lot of the information that you get there, where a lot of other games don't capture that. They don't capture that soul. They just capture, again, the worst aspects of it. So they don't even study like the part that they're copying to make it just as good. They like make worse like copies of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we talk about that all the time. Like that is a huge part of the game.
But it's like I'm not sure how I feel about how Slay the Spire's bosses are designed to counter the player, like some builds, if you get what I mean.
I do get that, but that's why they tell you so ahead of time.
Yeah. And
that also builds identity to a run. It's not you're building the build you want. You're building to beat the game. And that's like kind of.
Yeah.
And that's what gives identity. Otherwise, what is different than a sandbox? Pick the cards that you like the best and go. Like, there's no idea. Why is it a roguelike then? It's not in a way, right? Like, it's, so it's interesting. Because I know there is the people that want to pick what they want to pick, but that's not like the roguelike way. That's not a roguelike, I guess. So it's interesting. Give off, what is the play here? Gotta go kill this guy. This little punk. I don't know what I do here. I guess we just go punch him in the head. Wait. 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 Oh.
You're cooking.
I'm cooking. Well, what if what am I supposed to do with my Shiv deck and then I see Time Eater as the boss? So what you're saying is, so like first thing I would bring up is, so you're running a Shiv deck, right? So then you get to the third act, right? And you see it's Time Eater, right? So then you choose accordingly. Are you saying that you're getting to Time Eater and it's just forcing you to lose because you have a Shiv deck? Is it because you have 1,000 Shiv cards in your deck, right? So maybe that's just pointing to another problem that's not Time Eater being against Shivs. It's pointing to a problem that you have 1,000 Shivs when maybe you didn't need that many. To begin with in general, right? So like you're still learning the game, and I don't think they instantly shut down Shiv decks. I see it all the time, right? Maybe they're punishing a different aspect that we're blaming on the Shivs. Does that make sense? It's not like I have Shiv deck, okay, I auto lose. That's not the case, right? So maybe it's a different problem with the deck. And then you get a whole act to also do what you got to do to like make it work as well. Whether it's removing some cards, whether it's picking some other cards to deal with him, whether it's getting potions to help deal with it. I noticed that you aren't playing Hyper Freeze at all. Sometimes not. 'Tis true. I haven't seen some opportunities. Last time it would have frozen one card, so I didn't want to pay the mana. Wait, I'm also a bomb. I could utilize this to my advantage.
You are the bomb.
I am the bomb. I don't know what to do with this, though. Oh, wait, when I throw this, they're all going to attack me, right? Whatever. Ow. Is it?
That's weird.
This is awkward.
It
Wait,
works.
I thought this guy was gonna blow up. Does he not blow? Okay, I thought he was a bomb.
Nah, he's not a bomb.
No, he's a gun. Whatever. So watching the aforementioned Valor Lord has taught me that going Shiv deck and later body Time Eater, like the little slug they are, is totally an option. And that's my point, Generic. I think a lot of people respond to losing and blame what they can blame when a lot of times they're not blaming the right things. So a lot of people love to make that comparison. They always go Shiv Time Eater. Right? And they're like, oh, it just feels bad. Like, no, there's probably a different problem. If you're losing with your Shiv deck, there's probably other issues. It's not necessarily the Shiv's fault. It's how you played the fight. It's how you prepared for the fight in the last act, right? And that's what's so beautiful about the game and why it's so good. So, yeah, a lot of people just probably don't know better. And again, people are going to blame whatever they can blame, right? Of course. Like, it's natural to blame something when you lose. But a lot of times it's like you can learn from it.
Isn't it part of the game's like fault for making players think
that they yeah.
That it's like the game's fault?
Yeah, I talk about that all the time, actually. I think that's also what's dated and doesn't work about, and again, this is my favorite genre, roguelikes, right? And talking about emergence and talking about all this stuff, but I'll also go against old design of roguelikes. And again, like everything, we want to learn from our predecessors, but we also, the industry's changing and evolving, and we're getting better, right? So there's a lot of design there that doesn't work, that people don't talk about. And I'm very much against, like, okay, I'm an hour into my run, I'm seeing a new enemy, and then I walk up to that enemy and I get one-shotted, and it's like, well, you're supposed to learn. But I'm very much against that because it's not giving us the opportunity to learn, right? It's not telling us like, oh, what was I supposed to do there? And that's really important too. It's a death is fair in a roguelike when you can see or learn what happened or what you could do better next time. Then it's fair. But if you can't and you didn't learn from it, and so it's that feeling of like, well, I'm just gonna get there and like not know what to do again. I'm just gonna instantly get like, I don't know my options. Then the game is doing a poor job at helping you learn, and that's a problem. That doesn't feel good. A death doesn't feel good when you're not learning what could I have done better. And that's why people will then look for an excuse instead of saying, oh, I could do something better there. I get it now. So it's different like a bullet hell, right? Because you're getting destroyed by a pattern, but you can see that pattern again and be like, oh, okay, I kind of get it now. So then you'll feel like you can get better or get better at dodging. But like in other games, a lot of times you don't have that option. So the game needs to find ways to encourage you to say like, hey, this is kind of like what happened here, or this is what you did wrong, or kind of like showing you. I know a lot of traditional roguelikes like Dungeon Mans that also are trying to combat this. So at the end of a run, you'll get a little box that says, hey, by the way, just so you know, you've died with 4 different potions in your inventory that could have helped you here. You have these kind of items. Could these have helped you? And they give you like, oh, also you took this much damage in the last 3 turns. Was there something that you could have done a couple turns ago, right? It tries to encourage you to think that way. And it's beautiful, right? This pushes the industry. This is helping push the industry. So it's like that, thinking outside the box and making sure death feels fair by like letting the player be able to learn from it and see what they did wrong. But nothing feels worse than not knowing what you did wrong. There's a lots of tentacles here. I'm also playing super slow, but... Did you develop this game, Played Gravy? The dev on the air, Axolotl, will say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, that's the dev.
Yeah, I'm the lead designer for this game. We're 3 on the team.
I just come on board and do some coaching and stuff like that and help broaden perspective. I did not develop this game.
The game's called Star Vaders. It's a roguelike deck builder mixed with grid-based tactics. Kind of like Space Invader style, with enemies coming down and you have to stop them before they reach the bottom.
Sell it, baby!
Well, we're using Unity, unfortunately. I mean, I say like it's been useful. The game wouldn't exist without Unity.
Hmm. Yeah, how did you feel about the whole Unity thing? Is that like, I don't know if it's still a hot topic to like talk about or something, but and I don't have skin in the game, so I have no.
It's just pretty awkward. Like they definitely made some bad moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Aw. Yeah. Not knowing what you did wrong feels bad IRL too. Yeah, Magma. It's no different, right? This is just a very human thing. It's the same thing with my work, right? And that's the language that I'm finding, is to like show people that eventually this work will become a standard in the industry. You could just look to other industries and see that it is standard. But to realize that it's not like an attack on like our design skills or us as a developer. It's a human thing, right? It's just a human thing. We love what we're attached to. We see it differently, right? We see our children differently. We see our work differently. We see things that we're attached to differently. We're naturally like optimists when we're planning things that we want to do, right? When we're like, hey, I want to start this. When you plan it out in your head, you kind of like plan how it's going to go at its smoothest, right? Like ideally, I'm going to start my YouTube channel and then I'm going to get, I'm going to hope to put some videos up, and then your expectations are to get some followers and get some right? You're not like, okay, I'm going to put it up. No one's gonna follow. Like, we're naturally think for the best too. So it's the same with our work, right? A lot of times we don't see the speed bumps that we're going to run into. We can't plan like that because we're not doing it yet. So getting somebody that's not attached to your game that can also present those speed bumps for you and all of those things is what gets you ahead. So it's really interesting. Yeah, it's a big part of like, hey, we're just human. This is a human thing. And so yeah, we want to know our mistakes and like where we go wrong. It's just that's a very normal thing. That's so cool to think about. All right, I'm almost at the end of this boss. Don't worry. Oh, get unfrozen, baby. I think last time I was here, I messed these guys up.
Yeah, I think you cleared it in like one shot. This one is a bit tighter, it seems.
Yeah. I think with the bombs and stuff, it's not easy hitting, obviously its strength is not hitting shielded enemies.
Yeah, the Kraken is like stronger against AoE compared to the other boss.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that.
Kraken is really weak to pushing though.
And enemy
manipulation.
Interesting.
If you like the tornado card that kind of pushes every enemy in a random direction.
Right.
Yeah, one of the best parts of the Kraken is if you get tornado and like you like rip apart all the tentacles basically.
Oh my god. Well then.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Technically the boss is a bullet sponge, but nothing has more than 1 HP.
Love it. I am just going with it here.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Just make myself blow up. Let's go! It's not that he's a bullet sponge. Like, nothing is actually a bullet sponge in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
like you still need tactics to kill the sponge.
Yeah, it's like, so if you notice, like every segment of those tentacles get a shield, and they're also in different lanes. So if you think about it, you need to be able to double attack and get to a different lane. So it's naturally going to slow the process down with a lot of decks, I guess.
It's a very precise and like tanky boss compared to
right. Which in a way is, yeah, I guess is spongy. In a way, it's just a different concept of spongy. Yeah, interesting. Whoa, what is this? Or is it just filler? I'm at the end.
Finally reached the end of
the version.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot more in here than I was anticipating, but I love the fundamentals, and we talked about this a lot already. But the hook of like the game getting bigger every time, not just from like the toys that I get to play with. I'm looking at you every action RPG, like here's more toys, but like how the game is also evolving, right? And I think that's really cool as well. You know what game actually really surprised me is have you seen Witch Hunt on Epic Early Access? Actually, it looks like a AAA title, but it's made by like a smaller team.
Haven't heard of it actually.
They're mixing like roguelike, FPS, and like extraction shooter. And it's fun. Like, I was blown away to find out it's made by like, I don't know, I think it's like 15 or less people, maybe 12. And it loaded up super quick. It's very like, felt very fluid and optimized. The UI was amazing. And I was just going somewhere with that. And so one of the things is, as you unlock stuff in the game, very traditional, like invest points and unlock, you would see these new nightmares, new traps, new hazards and things. They would warn you that are going to end up appearing in the levels. So there's gonna be like new traps introduced, new enemies, and I was like, oh my god, right? Like that's like axolotl game, and like right, more stuff. So and I remember telling chat, dude, now I'm getting hooked, because it's like I'm not just gonna get more toys to fight the same enemies and stuff. The enemies and more interesting, like maybe harder and more complex enemies, I know things are gonna get introduced that are gonna keep the game exciting as well.
Yeah.
And I talk about this all the time, and a lot, like, and I stress this a lot to get the concept across, is the idea, like, I don't care if you give me a shotgun, a machine gun, a mecha, you know, a Gundam. If I'm fighting Goombas over and over, I don't care. I can only feel so cool, right? I'm used to the Goombas. I don't care. But when you give me, like, more interesting adversaries or more interesting things to also play with these toys around, I'm going to be a lot more excited.
Yeah.
Holy crap, there's a lot. Love it, love it, love it. I think we talked about this earlier today, but I think there could... Oh my god! I see what you did there. Who came up with this?
Well, I mean, our artist is the one who draws everything, so...
I'm dead. What the hell? So, there could be... there could be benefits to having the player go to a separate menu, and you kind of guiding them there, or pointing them towards it, to unlock this stuff, to like go unlock it, because then you could also have an opportunity to show or hint at the next things to come, or show that there's more. Does that make sense? So that way you're doing multiple things. One, showing that there is more. Hey, this is just the beginning. Hey, go towards this stuff. You're putting the carrot out there, and then giving them a menu to go and unlock and progress on that thing, that said menu. And I do see it bring a lot of success for those people that want to see that they're working towards something, rather than here's your piece of candy. Like show the carrot, if you will. And again, I'm not voting towards or against it, but I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, where like you already have all the work done, showcasing that work better maybe could do you some benefits.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the like leveling up system, so it's kind of subtle here, but it could be more obvious that.
Yeah, I don't think take away that away. I think you could show it differently.
Yeah, I've seen some like we only have one unlock. Like you only press it once and it unlocks everything, but.
You could do the same thing in like said menu as well, though. Is like you get like another key, or you got another level. Go unlock your prize. Go click on it. But then you also can show like the bigger carrot that they're working towards, which is there's more, right? There's other, like, even if you don't know what it is, or it's like a silhouette. But like showing that it's the same thing that like a powerful beastery can do. Is like it also showcases like, one, it's your stuff that you can go back and look at, but then two, it's like, hey, look at all the stuff that you haven't seen yet. Hey, look, there's a lot in here, right? It's doing multiple purposes, and it's the same thing that you could do here is like really put that pinata out there and showcase it, because you already have it here, but I'm just saying like it might be able to even do more by delivering on it. I think we did the same thing. I just raved about a game doing the same thing with its unlock process where they slap me in the middle of a run and you see it pop up like, oh my god, you unlocked this new toy, or you just accomplished this thing. And then at the end of the run, they double... Risk of Rain actually does this. And then at the end of the run, they double down on it and you kind of like unlock it again. Even though they showed it to you already during the run, you do it again, right? Like they confirm it. And so if anything, it's just kind of like doing justice to your game, right? It's just not doing justice. It's kind of like milking your mechanics even more. And so what I think is we can extract more out of this. That's all I'm saying. Extract more.
Yeah, I was looking at a monster train, and when you unlock something, it actually throws you into the glossary and shows you that it's unlocked after you finish unlocking it. So it's like you press the unlock button, it shows you the cards you just unlocked, and then after you unlock everything, it goes into the glossary, and it shows you the like locks disappearing from the cards.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what we're talking about. You already have that process, so give those people what they want, and a lot of it's kind of just extending the dopamine, if that makes sense. You're just extending it, right? You're not adding more in a way. You're not like you already have those unlocks. It's not like you're coming up with an unlock system. It's just showcasing it in a way that just keeps feeling good, if that makes sense. And then on a glossary thing, it's also kind of like collecting stamps in a stamp book, right? You're just it's showing that you're filling it out. You're progressing. It's stamps in a stamp book. It's putting coins in a piggy bank, right? It's that, right? Again, it's like the end carrot, right? Showing it and showing that progression of like beginning to end. And so you're kind of doubling down on it. And I think you guys can benefit from like doing the same thing. Because then it makes you want to fill out that stamp book, right? Like you see this, if you have a stamp book, you want to fill it out. If you have a piggy bank, you want to fill that up. It's the same thing here. It's doubling down on that feeling of like more like I want to fill this out. I want to do another one. And then you also get to double down on the dopamine effect again. All right, let's see if we can set this up for a little bonus. You try streaming. Hopefully.
Okay.
Are your streaming? Let me see if there. I think there's like a streaming settings in Discord, but by default, maybe it's good to go.
I can share my screen on Discord.
Yeah. Let's just see. Let's just see how that works. Yeah, how good or bad that is. All right, chat. We're gonna try to give you a little bonus after party. Let's see how this works.
Oh yeah, so I'm streaming on Discord right now.
Are you? Wait.
I should be. Am I? Oh no, I'm not.
Oh, wait, are you? Okay.
Am I?
I don't see it yet.
Oh.
It could be my fault. We might have to jump in a general channel. Mods, is that what it is? Do we have to jump in a regular channel?
When I try to do it, I think it like stops.
Oh, okay. Let's jump in in the general chat.
Okay.
I forgot how to put a limit on this channel. Vault!
Yeah, it seems like it's working now.
Okay, let me jump in. Okay, here we go. Let me full screen this bad boy. Even full screen is not that full screen, but we'll work with it. Wait, I think I'm just being a noob or something. Chat, isn't there a way to make this even bigger?
You can press the little people. Oh yeah.
I tried this. That doesn't work.
You can click the people icon to get the people out of the way. At the bottom, on top of your.
Yep. Good call. Boom. All right, let's see how this works. I'm excited. I'll try to throw you a bunch of curveballs and ask you tough, challenging questions while you're playing.
While I'm doing it. So, so I'm going for full animation speed and full card speed.
Okay.
The audio is that okay right now?
Yeah. Great.
All right, sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dev playing their own game. Let's see this.
Oh yeah, we recently added the random button as well.
Yes. Oh.
That's a
spoiler.
New character.
Spoiler.
I mean, I can kind of talk about it, but
yes,
she puts all her pickups are traps on the board, and if you pull something onto a trap during your turn, they get like strike.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of like card manipulation, like enemy manipulation, and moving them around. And yeah.
Ooh. I like it.
Okay. So Roxy's the fastest character. I'm gonna do invasion because Apocalypse is a bit hard for speedrun, and it starts when I press go.
All right, let's do it.
Rocket Fist is good damage.
Okay.
That's a bad encounter.
Oh,
okay.
True. Because of the clouds.
Yeah. And clouds kind of just take longer to fight anyway.
It's like doubling everything's HP or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not talking.
No, you're good. Now you feel the pressure.
Now I feel the pressure. Sure, it's worth getting a bit of not dying here.
Oh, it pushes them both back? That's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, and you let him get hit by his partner.
Yeah.
Or his friend. Yeah, you can see the collateral damage there, chat. Like, he's utilizing the rocket guy.
Rockets are so useful for the collateral damage in general.
Yeah.
Usually you just want to take more damage, I think, at this time.
I'm starting to learn that. You have a lot of movement in the beginning, so, like, take damage.
The swarms are usually pretty easy to fight. And also, overheating is like... I usually just overheat every single turn.
Really?
At least for Roxy.
Just to get the speed up and the free mana or whatever. The free card.
But like by the end of the encounter, you're usually almost done with it. That it doesn't really matter that much. Like I've burnt every single turn, but I still have enough to deal with this.
Make it happen.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Almost done with Act 1. Tractor Beam is good damage.
That fight usually takes Esty 30 minutes. Shut up.
This one is a funny one.
I forgot what these enemies do.
They blow
Oh! Oh, you went with the push?
Yeah, pushing bombs into each other is pretty useful because they kind of all it deals like
I kind of want you to have a timed mode in this game, like a separate
time. Yeah.
You know, like time per turn or something, like time, like you know what I mean, like that kind of.
I'll probably add it as an extra modifier if people
a modifier or something. That'd be cute.
Fuel, good damage. I think that's it. I don't have a lot of money because
it kind of broke. What did you pick up there? I didn't catch it.
I picked up a fuel.
Okay.
That's all. Shoot. It should. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This time I'm not burning fast.
This is the boss fight we were talking about, chat. So he currently has to... He's somehow at the first boss already. He has to hit both parts of that boss, the left and right side. He has to take that out before he can make the boss vulnerable for death. Until then, it's immune. So let's see how he does this.
At this point, like, pretty much rush the boss.
Holy hell.
This might just win. If I... No.
What the hell was that?
I was trying to heat up my heatsink for the Hellfire to trigger. Hellfire, fires a lot of bullets.
Oh my...
Blah 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 blah. I'll take Holtzman Shield for more damage. These are all kind of slow.
Oh, I just noticed the chrono token replenish sign. I didn't see that before.
While playing, it's kind of subtle. I agree.
Yeah, but it is cute. Yeah. Oh, dude, the push was sick there. Oh, it is gonna get a lot more potent as the game goes on. Oh my god, this move is so good here. One of the things that I love is like, I think as you spice up the enemies or whatever's to come, you know, like also encouraging more of the reroll play and maybe the enemies you find, especially at higher ascension or mode or whatever, where like difficulty is gonna matter.
Like, like the reroll becomes more and more interesting as you play the game more.
Yeah, cool. And I think that's gonna be really cool. And then like we could always balance reroll, and like if we need to like somehow incorporate where they can get them more or less, or you know what I mean, whatever is gonna be really sick. It's one of my favorite parts about the game, actually. Like the space that we have to play with in this game is just so cool.
Yeah, it's really a big design space so far. Another Hellfire sounds fun. You'll need to find a good way to repeat it. Yeah.
Oh, these enemies. Yeah, what do you go for here? I think as you guys, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No worries.
As you like slowly shift like some of the upgrade system stuff that we talked about as well, or just like somehow they become more flexible, I think that's also gonna like triple down on like replayability and how you build and like how crazy that like each run feels in a way.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, I agree. I think
it's like a multiplier. I always say it's like that's like a replayability multiplier. Oh, what the fuck?
That's Hellfire.
A little Bomberman.
Probably one of the funnest cards just because it's so like chaotic and like
Dude, I'm so envious of people that can play card games fast. So it's like looking at this right now, it's like,
oh yeah, look at that.
Oh,
those get pushed into the hole. I'm gonna take a damage here, but I don't care.
Did you know you were gonna get the whole modifier thing here?
Yeah, I picked a whole encounter actually.
Okay.
The holes usually are more helpful for you than harmful.
Yeah.
So Plasma Fire is, since I'm burning a lot, Plasma Fire works pretty well for us. This one's faster. Well, yeah, when I'm speedrunning, I'll pick the encounters that seem like they're faster to deal with rather than like easier or the rewards that I want. I just want to win.
Yeah,
as fast as possible. Yeah.
Are you into speedrunning in general, or no? You just happen to play this game fast?
I think it's a necessity to play this game fast when you're working on it because
that makes sense. Yeah.
To test out stuff.
I love that. That's a very fair point.
Okay, that should be it.
Do you watch HGDQ or AGDQ?
I don't. No, I didn't. I don't watch.
Okay.
I haven't. Piercing Hellfire.
Okay, that's insane.
I was hoping we'd get the other boss, but seems like we're not. Card draw.
You're gonna be really good with this boss too, I think, though, if you can break them all.
I think I have 3 push cards, so anti-mag will work. I don't have damage. Unburn, maybe. No. Too long. Remove
not feeling
cards. It? No, it's like there's no point in unburning if the encounter's over
fast. Right, yeah, it makes sense.
So let's see.
Holy fudge.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Also showcasing the combo, like new combo, like UI mechanic stuff here. It's like really
I might have gone a bit overboard, so now I'm in trouble.
You just got to get back to Hellfire, right? Or it burns.
No, I burnt the other Hellfire.
Okay.
I should be fine. I'll probably just take the Doom here, and just set up for my. No, actually, I can survive. There we go. Come into this corner for this Hellfire.
You have the fuel here, so it burns for you. Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
And
oh, the stars, dude. The combat. It adds so much. Now that I'm visually just watching you play as a spectator.
Yeah.
Us adding the combo stuff adds so much spectator flare. It's really nice. I still want to do a little bit more with that. I think we talked a little bit about it. Like, you know, obviously like fleshing it out and stuff, but man, it's a world of difference.
So, yeah, I've already survived this encounter, and now it's just cleanup.
Dude, how fun is this fight? Like, this is the best fight in the game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
fun.
stuff, but it also showcases like what the game's about is like, you know, stuff coming at you and you messing them up.
I'll take that Doom. Actually,
you know, I'm wondering if that also opens up opportunity for us to do these, like, you know, encourage, like we talked about special events or enemies. Like, we could have these bonus rounds where it's just like a lot of enemies coming down and it rewards you based on how many you can kill or like, you know what I mean? Like, just
time.
Right, or yeah, exactly, or in a certain amount of turns or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you off this new enemy.
Whoa!
This one's kind of like the anti-gunner, so it'll make more sense during the enemy phase. Also, this one, the plus version can't be killed.
Oh, so what does he just chase you? Oh,
he chases you, throws bombs at you, and kind of like annoys you in general. And shoots at you too, yeah.
Does he get stunned if you shoot him? For like that turn, I mean? Or no?
He gets moved away.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
and he doesn't shoot, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. You read my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just gonna ignore him? Right, okay. Reroll?
Returnal, I guess. Oof. Sure.
I can even picture your reroll token kind of like popping up and like going in the middle of the screen and causing the screen wipe thing, the slide or whatever.
Oh yeah, that could be a good idea.
Giving some fidelity to it. Dude, you are flying. Wait, what are those bigger ones? I don't know if I've seen those.
The plus versions, and there's like 2 versions of them. One of them just spawns double as much. This is a like pretty bad encounter for speedrunning, but
yeah.
That special reward was really tempting. It gave the pilot unique cards, which is more fuels and more damage usually for Roxy at least. Ooh. Oh, I misclicked there, but I'm good. I think we're gonna win this one. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Holy hell.
Yeah, double the plasma fire. That chains to everything.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Those are not it.
Nope.
What the? Triple Trailblazer.
Yeah, that one's better. I have no more rerolls, unfortunately, so I have to take what I have. Ghosts are really slow, so it's annoying. This will not be my record.
This will not be the record.
It will not be the record.
I'm calling the cops.
Get to see Ready Rocket, which is pretty crazy. Let's see.
Oh my god. I love how he got pushed. The points are so cool. I'm so proud.
I'm just trying to trigger the field there.
Nice. Yes. The stars are really dope, right?
Yeah. Grandmaster. Sure, a bit more fire there.
Wait, how are you here already? I don't understand.
I'm already at the end of the game.
How are you here already? What the hell is going on?
Let me think. Crossfire, reroll. a little friend will be very useful.
Yeah,
And Quantum Burn to save some burning, remove some cards.
Black
Don't
Friday
need
over
bomb
here, you're just going
anymore.
crazy.
I don't need a slow burn. No gacha. We're good. Final boss.
Wait, this build with piercing, I feel like it's gonna do bad things to this guy.
Yeah.
This you should be at least 10% faster. I think I will be.
What did I get back? Nah, let's just... First phase over.
What the... You know what's hard about this fight? It's the guy that always like hides behind the king. That's the punk.
Fair enough, yeah.
He's the one that like slows the...
Okay. Push?
Push has been getting a lot of value this run.
Push? Push is very strong.
Yeah, I'm definitely noticing that.
Yeah, that guy's hiding.
Yeah,
piercing shot.
yeah, piercing. Yeah, anything. I want you to curve the bullet. Do you like Wanted?
Was
that movie was good.
Oh yeah, Wanted.
It's Wanted.
Yeah. Kind of annoying. Don't have a lot of... This might work. Yeah.
Nice.
Last phase. I gotta kill the 2 queens and isolate the king.
Yeah.
There. So I'll just
blow everybody up in the... Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good piercing shot. They might have helped you. Maybe.
Let's see, 2 queens, 1, 2. Get rid of that one.
That's a double kill. Can you lethal here?
Yep. And then all I need is this. Oh no!
Punk.
The RNG didn't hit me, but this should be fine. There you go.
Yo, what the?
How much was that? 16 minutes.
Still really good, dude. What the? It's nothing for you, huh? You said your record is like 13?
Yeah, I think it might still be here.
12.
Oh, yeah, 12 minutes, 44 seconds. Had,
oh my god. This build looks clean too, and you were using my artifact? You shouldn't have. Oh, you shouldn't have.
I mean, it's damage. Damage is always really good
it's
for
really
aggro. This Flashfire was the one that like made this one pop off.
Yeah, and you burn a lot, right? Over burn or whatever.
Yeah, Roxy's the fastest for sure. Just because she gets the aggro energy from the...
Dude. That was inspiring.
Inspiring. Maybe I should have done this first.
Wait, do you play other deck builders like fast-ish like this or no?
Yeah, but not as fast as this one because I'm just really
flow,
good at
right?
my game.
Right. I gotta be
but
honest, that
I
makes the
usually...
game even more appealing. Yeah, no,
Oh, thank you.
absolutely.
But I tend to just play faster than usual in general.
Yeah.
So...
Huh. Do you have a sneak peek about the final mech yet? Like, concept-wise?
The energy is gonna be called Mana.
Oh.
And it's likely gonna go in the summoner direction.
Oh.
So that's our current concept.
I know that's a crowd pleaser. So, for some reason, people love summoner stuff. Yeah, the people love summoner stuff. Dude, that was inspiring. Like, I have to learn how to like play or like come up with like concepts faster, or I don't know like what it is. Like, I think I'm too busy trying to mid-max every run or something.
Well, I mean, you're also like talking the whole time and...
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think chat understands how hard that is to like engage or like tell stories and stuff while trying to like calculate turns.
So yeah, Kaya's gimmick, was when you make booby traps during your turn, when the enemies go on them, they get struck. But if it's a rare or legendary card, it like also does an AoE attack.
What?
So Kaya's playing with rarity a bit, and like increasing the rarity of cards.
Oh.
So this one drops a card on the floor, increase the rarity. So then when I drag that other enemy into it, it'll blow up.
What?
But that does mean we need to make the rarity a bit more obvious.
Right, yeah. I think that's something we talked about anyways, like having more flair to them anyway. But then here it like also benefits this character. the boomerang! What the hell?
So like I can drag that enemy into this trap and it blows up.
Ah.
It's a lot of weird positioning stuff like that.
I remember wanting that with like one of the bombs, like a bomb kick or something like that, so I feel like it scratches that itch a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway.
Oh, that's sick
game
though.
Is game.
Yeah. Dude, that is so cool. We appreciate you doing that for us. That's so sick. We're leaving that in this part of the consultation with bonus after party dev speedrun. That's going on the tubes. Dude, that is so cool, man. I know that we're still gonna do like a private like call and stuff and wrap up and stuff, but like I also just had like such an amazing time like being able to do this for you guys and like just seeing like the really little additions. So far, like I know you guys didn't get to like deep dive. Oh, dude, thank you for like having me. And you know what was really cool? I was talking to somebody about it, is the fact that we got to like work together before. And then also for you guys to come back for even more, just like kind of like also speaks to the work a little bit, or like the importance of it is like really awesome. And I never got to do like a full like public deep dive yet, where we got to like, and like seeing all the little things that come out of it. Obviously like game development takes time, and like we didn't get to like do 1,000 things during this month. But like what's to come, and like even the little things that you did get to tailor and add, and even the little things that we got to sand down and stuff, it already feels like it makes a world of a difference, and it's just so cool. It's just so cool to see.
Yeah, and we got another more year to polish.
Yeah, like oh yeah, and that's another thing you were saying, like you guys actually are favorable position to have time to really just flesh out and make the game as good as possible. And so like we all know it's just gonna be epic. It's gonna be really epic. I'm so excited. Dude, I'm so excited. Don't forget about, I always say this, and every time I say this, it does happen. I remember telling Blobfish this before he had his time in the sun, and I said, hey, don't forget about us when you blow up, man. It's the same, man. Like, don't forget about us, the little people, when you're making it big. It's gonna happen.
Definitely.
It's crazy, man. You should feel good, man. The hard work is showing. It's paying off.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, brother. We'll wrap things up. I can't wait to set up our other like private talk. But like, man, this was so much fun. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, it's been really great. Thank you.
Hell yeah. All right, brother. We'll chat soon then.
Okay.
All right. See you later. See ya.